Sir, you're charged with especially aggravated kidnapping. You're also charged with aggravated assault, and you're charged with theft of a firearm worth less than $2,500.
You're talking about stuff that is not relevant.
Hello and welcome to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the recovery addict, and boy do I have a case for you today.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
I think they have got the wrong guy there.
Got the wrong guy, and the dog was biting him.
He roughened him up quite a bit. There's a lawsuit.
All right. We're almost to wheels down. Bryan's over Idaho Air right now. Maybe he'll leave the state one more time, and he might be a permanent resident from then on. We don't know, but it's very likely. Okay, give me a second here. We'll get get everything turned on here and working. Let's see. Get rid of that black line there. There we go. Michelle Stark says, "Yikes!" Yeah, she knows what happens. First in chat wins the internet, and congratulations, Michelle. You've got it. Let's keep it running. We want to cut straight to the chase right now. As we look at this, if we zoom in on the map, we don't have far to go. The plane that Bryan Kohberger is in was cruising at 22,000 feet. It's now losing elevation. It's dropping at 768 feet per minute, which means it's on its descent. As it's crossed over the mountains, it's really coming out and approaching the airport. It's going to be going to Pullman. We believe it's going to come across here between Pullman and Lewiston and sort of bank up and land in Pullman. There's crazy activity on the ground up there. If you look up there, that's just as far as law enforcement and news media. They tried to do this undercover. That's not how it went down. We found them. Kara, how do you get the emoji by your name? That's a membership. If you do support the channel with a membership, it puts it by your name. That's just a little perk to show you're a member of the Court of Public Opinion. Not needed though. Just you being here is plenty and enough. And I'm glad you're here. Okay, is this? No, it's not an AA meeting, Abby. That's funny. It's actually a church-related meeting, but that's funny. It did end just a tiny bit early. I was about to say, look, I'm going to have to cut this short, but it wrapped up on time, and we're good. So we've got the plane coming in here over the mountains. It looks beautiful here. Let's see if we could do the 3D view, see what it looks like terrain-wise. And there we go. Yeah, we're coming out of the mountains into the farmlands. Looks pretty neat around here. He's crossed over. He's got the Tetons probably behind him a ways back there. Quite a ways, probably out of sight. But destination is nearly in sight. They're descending. They're 18,600 feet right now. As they get close to landing. Let's see. Please wrap up your call. We need you. Yeah, I'm here now. I'm here. Let me catch up in chat. I don't have time to do roll call. I do apologize. I think all the commands are working now. If you need to take your seat or anything, my phone's on constant charge. We are flight tracking back to Idaho. We've got that right here. My phone. All right, live now. Me. Drop everything. AJ, thanks for being here. Good to have you.
Address subject matter jurisdiction.
No, not on the evening after dark. No, we can't do that. We have too much fun to address subject matter jurisdiction.
For the record, I don't consent to that, man.
The commands are working for sure. Let's see. Pastor was a bit long-winded tonight. Did I miss anything? No, we both just started. We just popped back in. So. Wait, how are you all watching this? Reviewer, this is actually an app called Flight Radar 24, and it costs like $10 a year to get the access that doesn't like cut out after a few minutes. You can do it on the website as well, but you can go to Flight Radar and basically all the airplanes that are in the air, you can see them at any given time. As a matter of fact, if we zoom out on this map right now, I'm looking at Idaho and that plane. If we zoom out, we can see what the skies above the U.S. really look like, and talk about crazy. It looks like a lot of planes right here, but really, as we zoom in, that's when it really fills in all the gaps, and you see just how many planes are actually up in the air, and it's a ton. It's a ton of airplanes all over. Obviously, out in Idaho, there's not quite as many. It's a little bit sparse. There's more space between the cities. So as we follow this PC-12 plane, which originally started out in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Let's see. Yeah, you subscribed to FR24. Great stuff. I did, but Dallas, I couldn't do with the ads anymore. You guys deserve better than ads on the screen, so I did that for you. And I appreciate your help, Dallas, and helping me locate this today, being one of the sleuths that really chased this down. That was awesome. Much appreciated. I think that was the fastest meeting in all 2,000 years of church history, says Christine. It was a quick one. A couple of the guys who were there, it was a Zoom meeting, first of all. A couple of them are just a little under the weather, so that helped us a little bit. It was a quick meeting. We got the important stuff done, and we're back here. Looks like cameras will be allowed in the courtroom for the tweets we have received in the Discord. This will be amazing. I do need a little help from a couple people. I think Amber was telling us earlier. She was posting some links to the courtroom feeds that may be airing the arraignment. And I think each judge sort of has their own feed. They have their own channel on YouTube. And these particular feeds do not, you know what I need to do? I need to move this hard drive. These feeds do not store the video beyond. Oops, that's not what I want here. Let's go back. That was the traffic stop, which we looked at in detail in the previous live stream. But these feeds don't store the video. Once it's over, it's gone. And so we need to capture that while it's live. So I'm going to do some recording straight from my deck here. So my switcher. That's the idea. Glad he went live. I feel that PCA will be released soon, hopefully tonight. But as soon as he's charged, basically, it can be released. And oh my goodness, he's close. Okay, here's what I need to happen. I need to take my headphones off and plug my hard drive, my SSD, into the back of my switcher so I can start recording, because I don't want to miss this. And I do want to do an ISO record in all channels. I can record 8 things at once on the switcher, which is just nuts. No, I'm not going to do that. That would burn up my hard drive space. Okay, we'll get this fixed here. Anyway, the flight is now being tracked by over 10,000 people just on flight radar alone. Yeah, this is, I show 12,000. I show 12,000, Kathy. So and the number is climbing constantly. What time is it in Idaho? Let's see, it's 9 here. They have 2 time zones in Idaho, right? And I think Moscow is in Pacific time, which would put it as 4 hours difference. Is that right? 1, 2, or 3 hours different. So it would be 6. Can I zoom in a bit? Sure. It's not a lot to see, but I will definitely zoom in for you here. So what we have here in the bottom corner of the screen, which I can't really point to because of how this is rigged up. The little plane that has the icon that says PC-12, that's our flight that we're watching. We can see that it's actually moving on the screen. That's a live tracker using the air transponder in the plane system, basically the same system that tells other jets where other planes are so they don't run into each other. That's what it's using. So we're using that as it approaches. It's sort of banking a little bit to the right now, headed up towards Pullman. It's probably going to circle and land from the south, or maybe loop around. He will not get bail, Lori. We've already known from Idaho. They've told us that there will be no bail for him. So the flight risk, the only flight risk we have is if this plane crashes. He will not be getting out. Those links are directly from the courts. They're legit links. Whether they utilize those channels, I'm unsure, but wanted to share in case they do. Vixen, keep an eye on those if you can. I know there are several of them, and I don't know which judge is going to be handling this. But if we can keep an eye on those channels and maybe let me know. We want to get that and record as much of that as we possibly can. I know other people will get it, but we want to get it first. So let's see. 2 time zones in one state. That must be weird living on the border of both. Right. Ashley, it's 2 a.m. and I can't sleep because I have a stomachache. I'm sorry, Ashley. Glad to have something else to keep me entertained. Glad you're with us. Hope you get feeling better, though. Sorry you can't sleep there. I can't imagine security right now. It's bizarre. If you guys have been looking a little bit, let's see if I can bring in. Man. The other guy, there's a guy who's been tracking this flight all across the country on a little channel, and his channel is just booming. It's just ringing up constantly with new subscribers, which is awesome. Congratulations to that dude. 30,000 some odd, and it's flying. Let's see. That's Aaron Moll's channel.
There's a lawsuit.
Yeah. Hang on. We're going to get... Okay. Trying to find the News Nation, see if they've got a live feed going. I'm not seeing it yet. Yeah, they're not big on the live streaming side. Let's watch on Twitter, see what's available there. Come on, Twitter. Brian, it's going slow. Twitter's like completely hung up on me. Force quit that. Okay, I need to plug in my drive. Give me just 1 second. Amber, thanks for the text here on the burner phone. Let me check that in just a moment here. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. Let's see. 6-volt and recovery addict. Thank you, says Michelle. You're welcome, Michelle. He was under suicide watch in PA, most likely here too. Not because of anything he did there, Mel Hell, but because that's normal protocol for anyone charged with a crime of this type. So I don't believe he gave an indication that would be a concern there, but he'll be treated that way just as standard protocol. Sparky in Oregon, yes, Aaron Moll he's been following the flight all across the country, and he's got like 30,000 subscribers now from it, which is awesome. Congratulations to him. My wallet has to go. It's just, I've been sitting on it all day, and that's no good. Abby does not sleep. She throws gavels and slaps cuffs. Douglas, yay, just in time to watch something to watch with dinner. Man, he's getting close. Getting close here. Let's zoom in just a tiny bit. The plane's now on the bottom of the screen. You can see that little green line just above the chat message as it's moving along. Just glad he's not 90 minutes north of my family in PA anymore. Yeah, Beverly, he's out of your state. You don't have to worry about him anymore. It's going to be Idaho's problem here in just a little bit. Brian in the Mile High Club. Yeah, it is funny.
There's a lawsuit.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your co-pilot speaking. Just turn on the fasten your seatbelt sign. Please place your seat in the upright position and double check your seatbelt. You could disembark when the plane comes to a complete stop. Yes, but wait for your guard. He'll unattach you from the plane. He's probably shackled in place on the plane. I swear, if I didn't love my career in medicine, I'd go into investigative criminal journalism. You should do it on the side, really, Vixen. You're good at it. 7,000 feet and falling. Yes, he's under the 7,000 foot mark, still dropping about 1,000 feet per minute. So it's really coming down quick now as he's making his approach. All right, does the pilot voice way too well. It's this mic. It makes me sound good. Looks like you may need to have an evening show, says Franco. You know, the evening crowd is really fun here online. It's a little bit rowdier. But it's still a really good crowd, and we get some people that just are busy or sleeping or just not available in the day. But that's good. MB says I could listen to Recovery Addict talk for hours. Oh wait, I do. You do, and we love it. Thanks for being here, MB. Appreciate you. Okay, where are we? I need to get all my stuff in a row here. Let's do the media, roll on the output. We're going to go ahead and roll the record. I'm going to name this one BK landing. And let's see how much space we have left to record. Oh, it can only hold 48 more hours. Bummer. Okay, that'll work. I think it's recording the right format. Streaming high. Yeah, we're good. Okay. TW played Sheepsheads and won 47 dimes. You're getting rich fast. Court TV is live at the airport. We might take a peek in on them. Let me bring another live stream in here. Just 1 second. I'm not the switcher. Gotta shrink down my pre-roll video. Okay, it's getting.
Ari, how are you? Fam, holidays, pickles, etc. 2 hearts.
AJ, thank you very much for your super chat. I'm doing great, and the family is doing great. We had a little bit under the weather for a while. Most of us are on the mend and feeling a ton better. I'm just glad I can talk and I don't sound like I've got my nose plugged all the time. But I'm just happy to be here, really. So we're doing well. Let's see. We're going to take a quick peek over at Court TV, see what they have there on the ground as far as their live stream. Where'd they go? I'm not seeing a live stream from Court TV yet. Why is that not? It says watch it live. Let's see. Oh, it's on their channel type thing. Yeah, this might be a little more than we can do.
Tell me your story. How about asking them? Like, if you
Okay, so we've got Court TV's source here. Move them over to a window. We might take a peek at them now and then if they show something interesting, but I don't want to use too much from them. They're not big fans of us doing that either for some reason. And the audio on that one's going to be here. Okay. I don't know why it won't let me go full screen on this. Okay. Really glad you can't pass on your colds, etc. to us through the mic. Yeah, there's a filter on the mic. You're good, KQD. No problems there. Let's see. Matthew Harris, Law, welcome, by the way. Fun fact, I've taken off in far more planes and helicopters than I've landed in. I'm 1-to-1 on my ratio, actually. I think I'm... Yep, 1-to-1. I've always landed in the vehicle I took off in. Imagine how other inmates, how hyped they are about his arrival. There's only like 38 people there. Let's zoom in just a tiny bit. Okay, they're swinging wide here. So they're over the, was that the Snake River? Yeah, it is. It's the Snake River, which is beautiful, I might add, a little gorge there. Circling around, let's take a look at the Pullman runway and see where that is. It looks like right over here east of town. So they're probably going to be landing from the west, sort of land in a northeastern sort of direction. So they'll come right across Pullman to land. So they'll probably bank right here just a bit to line that up. But we're getting really close to wheels down. So we just like the personalities better at night. Yeah, it's funny. At the end of the day, we relax a little bit more. It's the After Dark show. As Stephen Lee says, it's like the regular show, just more pickles, right? It's like I think he said OnlyFans or something. I don't know what he was talking about. Live on News Nation, on Twitter possibly. Let's see. Checking the burner phone to see what we've got. I've got a, let's see. I'll keep an eye on the Court TV. Sent a couple links here. 8:56, that was Twitter. Anjanette. Those are updates. Welcome back. Recovery Addicts Care Pack, got the pickles on there. The burner phone's just been lit up today. Thank you for that. It kept me entertained during all the breaks today. Okay, we've got the bear video as well. We'll hold off on that one. Let's see the airport. Let me pull this up. Let's see if I can bring this over. Wait for it. Apologize for the delay here. We'll get this over on top of Court TV just for a minute. Let's hear what's going on here.
It had to stop twice to refuel on the way from Pennsylvania today because of.
So that's Bryan talking. I've actually got too many audio channels coming in there at the same time. Give me just a second to switch this. Let's see. Okay, the plane's now made its bank around, headed to Pullman, directly towards Pullman now. It's almost time to start watching that that feed. Let's see. Still nothing. Come on, Bryan. Are you giving anything from the ground? Let's see.
It's the closest airport to Moscow and where the jail is and the courthouse and all of that. I know, I'm reading your comments. I know a lot of you have been really good about tracking it.
This is Bryan. There's 19,000 people tracking it right now. Coming in.
Yeah, I'll be at the airport. I'm going to stay at the airport. So we have a crew here at the airport, and then we have a crew over at the courthouse.
I'm not sure what's giving me that audio feed. Sorry about that.
Here.
So they've got crews all over the place, so we're going to get video from all over. Are they planning on landing in Pullman? Yes. No cage hate. They definitely are. We can see on this map right here, if I bring that up, we're on camera 2 there. This is Pullman, and right there to the left, to the southwest, is the plane. It's going to be landing. It's going to cross over Pullman and land here at the Pullman-Moscow Regional Airport, which is just a mess as far as reporters and police, security personnel right now. Okay. Give me a second here to get rid of that video. Not sure why that happened, but here we go. Okay. All right. What are we looking? What's our best sources out there right now that you're seeing? Looks like the plane with Kohberger is on the final approach, according to Bryan Ensign. Yes, we're seeing that here, 4,000 feet, and dropping. So, plane stopped twice, longest flight ever. Somebody was saying it was forever. You could have flown to Australia and back in that time, but it was a smaller plane. It was going a little bit slower, and they did have a couple bathroom breaks for the children, I guess. Okay. Let me catch up on the bottom of chat here. I'm skipping a bunch. I'm sorry about that. People in chat wondering what the alleged defendant is thinking and feeling. Probably thinking, hey, we're going down right now, because they are. They're 3,800 feet right now. When will the probable cause affidavit be released? Moto 346. This is going to happen when, as soon as he's charged, basically, is what we're being told. As soon as he's charged on the ground in Idaho, that should be released. We have the link to the website. It goes through the iCourts website. We have that link. We're watching that right now. The only thing I've seen from him for Bryan is a a failure to wear a seatbelt ticket, where apparently you also didn't show up for court or something. But that's all been taken care of. That's in the books in the history. The PCA should be unsealed after Stabby McStabber is able to read it himself. Maybe tonight. We're hoping. Yes. Let's see. Do you think he asked for pretzels or nuts? I think he didn't talk much at all. Brian's supposed to stream it live, but I'm not seeing that live stream from him yet. Why is it not? I mean, at this point, it should be really, really close. 3 minutes. Looks like the plane's on the final approach, but I'm not seeing the live stream from Brian yet. So, if it took this long to plane, how long was the drive? A very long time. It's crazy to think we have 19,000 other friends just insane as we are tracking this plane. Yeah, 19,200 now. I think he did have a window seat. I think all the seats were window seats. Please fasten your shackles and prepare for landing. He got pulled over 2 times in Indiana for tailgating. Yep, he was just too close to the car in front. Pled no contest. Let's see, he's probably having a grand old time. He is. Okay, so 3,000 feet. He's dropping right now. This is it. Here he is. It's coming down. We've got probably less than a minute for him to land. And I'm not seeing Brian's live stream. That might be delayed. It's getting dark there as well. So, is this still on? Yes, High Speed Drifter, it is. He's landing right now. He probably will be told to keep quiet, but as far as we can see on the map right here, this is the plane. It's now in 3, 2, 1. Basically, it's over the runway right now. It's taking a second to update. That means he might actually be on the ground. It might jump here just a little bit as it updates. But either he crashed just short of the runway, which I shouldn't laugh about. But there are 20,000 people zoomed in at this exact moment right here, and that's just, I think that's funny. Wheels down, nice smooth landing. Yes, surprised they used a small plane requiring so many stops. They did, and I don't know why. Let's see what the route is here. Pull it up again. It came right up here in Pullman, and it stopped right here. It just froze. I guess it sort of like either turned off their transponder or dropped off the radar right now. Maybe they don't want people to know exactly where on the tarmac they're going to be pulling up, and that might be why it's turned off for security reasons. But no complimentary drinks. Yeah, no alcohol was served at all. He's excited. He's sick. So they crashed, says Kenny. No, not really. Brian is on the ground. He is, for sure. The plane did land. They have to pick up another inmate. Nope, this is his stop. He's getting off here, and this might be his last flight. He's in the house. Now, he is still not on the ground in Idaho. What we know, because this, if you look at this, you zoom out, he's across the border, right? He's in Washington. He's just, basically south of Spokane. And because of that, talk about subject matter jurisdiction, he's not going to be charged until he's on Idaho soil. And because of that, we can't have the probable cause affidavit until he lands on Idaho soil. And it probably won't happen in the car as they cross the border. It's probably going to be a little bit after he arrives. So let's see. They gave him a carrot. KREM. Let's see what happens here. Trying to see KREM's live. Let's pull this up just for a minute. KREM is right here on channel 6. That looks like the plane right there taxiing in. Live shot. It is dark, so you can't see it very well, but we'll keep an eye on it. I wonder if he'll stop in view. Only getting left channel audio here, so that's not you wondering if your headphones are broken. We're just getting the audio on one side. Once the flashing lights come off, they'll probably be able to adjust the camera gain a little bit so it doesn't blow out the image. Is that a single prop plane? Yep, single prop. Okay, that's why it took so long. Okay, lots of security, lots of cars around, lots of trucks, lots of personnel in place. The flagger just gave up. He's like, right here, park. And the plane turned. He said, nope, I'm turning around. How embarrassing if he actually clipped one of those trucks on the ground here. Come on, cameraman, let's pan with it here. Okay, so he's going to be exiting on the far side of the plane. And we might have a little bit of a perp walk here. This sums up how you get around remote Alaska, only usually you land in water, right? And then you taxi up to the dock. Yeah, lots of defense there for sure. And they just powered off the engine here. Got grounds crew down there chalking and blocking it, the wheels to keep the plane from rolling. They aren't really messing up with him now, as if a president landed. Yeah, only no salutes, Dallas. Everything almost identical, but no salutes. They're like the highest end single prop planes, very powerful. They're nice ones, definitely. This isn't a cheap plane by any means. I see cops, lots of cops there. They're armed to the teeth. The plane wants to get out so quick. It's basically backed in. As far as planes go, this is what it's similar to backing into a parking stall. So they'll get it easy out. That way they won't need a flight crew to turn them around. Looks like there's the welcoming committee is standing there getting ready and moving up here. He'll get an escort on all sides basically. And you know, for somebody who's wanted for murder, the gentlemen who will be escorting him are wearing Kevlar. They're wearing body armor, and they'll be surrounding him to protect him in case he gets shot at. These are, you know, law enforcement performing their duties, but literally standing in the way of a possible sniper type situation. You'll see them guarding him back to the vehicle to make sure he's kept safe. We will see him. Yeah, there's a little bit of a walk there. He'll have to be unshackled. Marshals are like, why do we bother hiding the planes if people find out where we are? Hey, you know, why hide? You know, you can't hide from us. We the people, we demand to know. Thought he landed in Idaho. He's just across the border, Nancy. This is the closest airport to Moscow. This is in Pullman. I don't have a. Let's ask Siri. Hey Siri, how far is it from Pullman, Washington to Moscow, Idaho?
Moscow is about 9 miles from Pullman by car.
Okay, so less than 10 miles. So you, to the border, you're probably looking about six miles to the border. And there he is. We can see the jumpsuit. And taking little baby steps. I'm surprised they're letting us see which vehicle he gets in here. But he's now on the ground. They're putting him in the truck, making sure he's nice and cozy, buckled in for his last little ride here. The gentleman there that just, I believe the ones that came off the plane there from the right to the left, those might have been the crew that kept him safe across here. I'm sure the vehicle he's in is equipped with protective measures, so they can keep him safe. The applause from the news crew. I think that's actually car tires on like a dirt road, or wind or something. I don't think that's applause. The news knows they don't they want good video, so they're not going to clap and ruin that there. The tail number, great catch there, Maxwell Hauser. N879ST is the tail number. We can search that now and see if it'll pull something up. see. I'm not seeing a result. It might still be in. It's PC-12. Yeah, it just says private owner. But now we get some more information. It's an 8-year-old plane. That's good information. So it's fairly new as far as planes go. Looks like lights on in the couple of vehicles. We'll have a couple that look very similar that are all going to be going in this convoy. He'll have a profession like a funeral, but a little bit different, but also a little bit the same. And no cargo containers, Jim Bob. This was a long trip, Pat. It really was, to get him actually here on the ground and all the stops. It was a huge thing to coordinate, and now he's here in Washington, but he has to be in Idaho soil according to the law in Idaho. He has to be on Idaho soil, which is 10 miles away to Moscow, before he can be charged. So once we give him about 10 to 15 minutes for that drive, and he should be pulling up at the Moscow court jail. And I think we've got some crews on the ground over there, too, with different news media. It'll be showing that. There is some pretty good coverage. There are people all over the place interested in this. Red lights all the way. Every on-ramp blocked. Seriously, they've pulled out all the stops. They're going to make sure he gets in there just fine. Kevin says, just popping in. Kevin, he's on the ground. Wheels down in Washington, and now the vehicle he's in is moving. That truck, the second truck, we believe he's in that one. He may have been in the vehicle in the middle, so the second from the back. It's hard to tell, but lots of vehicles that look the same. They're sort of doing a little shuffle here, so the way they lined it up, we didn't get a good view of which vehicle he's in. He's probably behind bulletproof glass and tinted glass. So even if there's a camera that gets a view of the vehicle, we won't really see much. Taking it careful here. They're still out on the airport tarmac, really. This is the wrong time to rear end the vehicle in front of you, which is funny. I've got a story about that, actually, because I saw a crash where someone rear-ended the car in front of them, and the car in front of them was the car holding the hearse in a funeral procession. Plane's backing up here, probably on a little dolly as it's being wheeled into the precise position they want it to be in as the procession goes out of sight. But the plane's engine is off, so it's probably a ground crew that's moving it, backing it up here. So the docs are delivered when he's in Moscow. Jay Hughes, this is our understanding. He has to be served first, right? He has to be formally charged, and then we get the documents. Is there a truck radar, says Adam. Great question. Unfortunately not. Matthew Harris says, if I were hired, I'd be there. If I were appointed, I'd be there in the morning. Priorities. Yep. Anyway, yeah, so the funeral procession, he got hit. It's I guess you want to make sure they're dead, and you crash into the hearse. But it was funny because they were headed to the cemetery, and the second car rammed the hearse. Saw a SWAT truck. Yes, they've got personnel all over. There's the grounds crew with the little I don't know what they call that. It's like a donkey, I think. It's something like a donkey, but it's a very powerful, very heavy machine, and he's backing the plane up into his parking spot. Probably not going to leave tonight. That plane will probably stay overnight. They've had a long day flying. If you Google that tail number, the flight aware result confirms it's the PA State Police. Right? It just says private right now on the flight radar, but it might be privately owned, but leased to the PA Police. That's a common thing there. I think he had a helmet on. I didn't notice that, Natalie.
Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction?
No, it's too late. It's the After Dark show. We can't do that. Where's Mom and Dad? Don't know when they're going to come out. They couldn't afford an attorney. Okay, so they had a public defender back there. They probably couldn't afford a spur of the moment flight to Idaho as well. They did put a helmet on him. A lovely perp walk when he gets to jail. I think they'll probably have a sally port, which is a garage, like an enclosed room, They might invite media to see him at some other point, but they want to get him safely in jail. Get a little hot mic moment here with the news media.
He was racing with the orange. Okay, yeah. I thought I caught him.
They're like, he was in the orange? Yeah, he was the only guy wearing a full orange jumpsuit. That was the guy you were supposed to film. So if the cameraman filmed the wrong person, that would be embarrassing. They do have reporters where he's going. If you want to start the timer now, we expect probably about 10 minutes to get there. It's about a 10-mile trip. So about 10 minutes, and we should be able to get that. So let's start looking right now for a feed that might be there. Let's see where we want to go. I'll pull one up here. Moscow. Live. Let's see. Let's see what video is available out here. Lots of people live, just trying to find the ones that have the source with the footage we want to see. If somebody has something, a feed to the, let's see, CNN News 18. Oh, we lost the output. Okay, so that one's done. He's left the airport, heading now to the jail in Moscow, into Idaho. Okay, not there. Okay, let me take a look at the burner phone and see what people are saying here. Chanley from Court TV. Let's see her status, see what we have. Kohberger was put in the truck. I'm not sure if he was put in the truck or the vehicle in front. They did open that door. They might have opened the door to block the view so you couldn't see what vehicle he was getting into, which is a common tactic there. Yes, he was wearing a bulletproof vest, a helmet, curtains, and had an entourage like the president. So some people. PA State Police is the owner, so they might outright own that plane and not lease it. Okay. We've got the FAA registry. Thank you for that one. For the aircraft number. I'm not sure who sent that. They sent pickles. They sent pictures of the pickles from the Centerville Walmart, and also a couple links. So whoever was, send your name on that text chain if you sent the registry.faa.gov link to me, so I can link that up. The site says the plane is owned by PA. Okay. All right, Amber. Video recorded confirmed in that truck. So he was in the truck, not the vehicle in front of it. Okay. So now he's headed to Moscow. Burnsville, North Carolina, biggest Kevlar producer in the Southeast. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had that claim to fame. Thank you. Appreciate it. Got the text. I know who it is now. I'll tag you appropriately in my phone. For some reason, it didn't come up that way. It should have. I'm not sure if he's the most hated man in the world, but he sure is the most followed, I think, today as far as his flights. Even Elon Musk probably doesn't get this much exposure when he flies. Is it true they only have a few days to do all this? Pauline, they can't hold him forever without charging him. So I think they will charge him right away. So there's no threat of any delay. Of any failing to meet a deadline. It's a mule. I called it a donkey. Sorry, Douglas. It's a mule. Why isn't there grounds? We should probably get a grounds sound effect. Caught alive, says Songbits from Laura. Good to see you again, Songbits. Good to have you here today. Let's see. Can we get a copter feed? There's no copter feed that I'm aware of right now. They might even have a temporary flight closure. If somebody wants to check that, see if a TFR is in place over this area. I'm not seeing any other planes, but the subscription I have to Flight Radar doesn't show me TFRs. A TFR basically means the area is closed to air traffic. They do that when when there's a big issue. Sometimes when there's a big football game, they'll close, over the Super Bowl, there will be a TFR. Over the White House, there's a permanent TFR. Court TV is live in Moscow in 10 minutes. We'll take a look at that, Renee. Thank you for that. What did I miss? Katrina, he landed. He's in Washington right now, headed to Idaho right now. I'll be forced to wear the turtle suit again. The whole world is watching this case. And hopefully there's enough attention on it. The public's desire to know is one of the factors the judge is supposed to consider when ruling on whether a court should be open to cameras or not. But at the same time, it's that he has to weigh that on the other side of the scale with, getting a jury that's untainted, that he can get a fair trial. And so it's tough, both directions. Affirmative on the TFR, says Vixen. So yes, so that's why there's going to be no air coverage, no drones, nothing. Drones are not allowed to fly where there's a TFR as well. Temporary flight restriction. But thank you for that, Vixen. Pulling in Court TV now. Let me take a look at that. That's going to be on this iPad. Just 1 second. I'm not seeing Court TV live on YouTube. I don't know why. If somebody else has a link, shoot it to the burner phone. But I'm not seeing them live yet. Maybe they're in 10 minutes they will be. Amber, what did we get? A large media presence. But let's take this one just for a second. This is a short little clip. Let's do mirror built-in display. There we go. We'll take this. This is sort of a loop, but this is the media presence at the courthouse in Latah County. This is basically where he's headed right now. You can't see a lot, but it's a lot of cars sitting around. They know they're going to be here soon. We've got some lights and tripods and everything set up. So soon they're going to be there on the ground. Thank you for that, Amber. Okay. Amber, I just need to give you access to my switcher. That's what I need to do. The courttv.com. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the live stream live. Let me check it again. Watch live. There's our front row seat to justice. Thanks for that. Okay, let's take this just for a minute and listen in. Justice. Okay, so of course we get an ad as soon as we connect. Thanks, Court TV, for the ad. Appreciate that. Will they charge him tonight? Yes, I believe they will. Chips, not chunks. I believe they will. What TFR is an acronym for temporary flight restriction. It's basically the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, that controls airspace over the United States. Thanks, KF7AIK. The FAA website will let you look up any tail number, but they also control airspace like that, and they put out these restrictions that pilots can access, and they know areas they're not allowed to fly. And so we believe there's a TFR in place for the area around this. There's no news cameras or anything there. Mobile streaming Court live. Is Court TV live? Not yet. We're in advertisements right now, so we'll get there. KQD says, wow, Recovery Addict, you had 4,090 subs this morning. Look at that, 4.25. Yeah, it's growing. A lot of people coming in. The website, not the YouTube channel. I'm on the website now. Thank you, Cough Hiccup. Brian got off the plane singing Luck Be a Lady Tonight. Let's see. Live on News Nation. We're gonna have everyone's gonna be live at the same time. This is gonna be the problem. Watching, they're not live on YouTube as far as I can tell. So I've got their feed right from their live stream, which is full of commercials, unfortunately. Aaron Mole. Let's take a look at Aaron Mole. He was the one who followed this. Okay, what's Aaron got going on? I think he's also streaming Court TV. He's got a map pulled up of where he thinks the cars are going to go. It's basically just the drive-in directions, but there's really not many options. Thanks for admitting to being an addict there, Alba. Welcome. Thanks for subscribing. I just read they pulled him over with his father to see his hands and face and record it. Carol, you're saying that you think that those two stops were intentional? Because if that was the purpose of the two stops in Indiana, which we watched both of those earlier today, and we slowed them down in slow motion, frame by frame. You can go back on the previous lives and see those if you want. But if that was the purpose, that second officer failed miserably, because you got less than a second of video from that. Fox News has it now too. Let's check Fox here. They might be a little better. What's a local station up in Idaho in the Moscow area? Let's see if we can find one of them, because they'll air it. Let's see. We've got more Court TV commercials. As soon as we go live here, we'll bring them up for just a minute. Right, they weren't intentional. I believe you're right. Court TV is bad with commercials. Hey, that's how they pay their bills. But man, it sure sucks. Okay, we'll be right back, and we'll take them when we get back there. I love this. Abby says, we don't have any rules, but please be nice to one another.
There's a lawsuit.
Who is asking what the rules are? Affidavit be released tonight? We think so. Here's we'll take Court TV here and get some sound.
Of the accused killer in Idaho. This is outside the Moscow
Here they are.
jail.
This is them arriving.
Lada County, Idaho. Small caravan, big case, folks.
So that's it.
One of those vehicles he is in.
They could have shuffled their order
There he is.
in the drive.
The arrival at the jail tonight. Biggest case in the country in the small town of Moscow.
Yeah. So that's the feed. They just arrived, basically. They're at the courthouse. We don't have a good view of what's happening there. It's probably a sally port. Sally port is basically like a garage door. Usually it's like I think it was like a drive-through for prisoner drop-off. It's a secure building where they can drive into, close the doors behind them, so in case something happens, they can't get out. They can't open the doors from the inside without the guard allowing that to happen. So they're gonna go in there, and he's being processed. And at that point, once he's processed in there, he's going to be read his rights. He's going to be, well, I'm not sure read his rights. He's going to be read the charges. And now we're really starting the clock. Now's when we have to start hitting that iCourt, that iCourt webpage over and over and look for that update. Because sometime tonight, if that proceeds, if he's not like just held overnight and read the charges tomorrow, we should have that probable cause affidavit, which is what we're dying for. This is what we've been waiting for all along. I feel both those stops were intentional. The video released today confirmed it for me. Let's wait and see whether true. Yeah, it might be. It did seem weird that they weren't interested in writing him a ticket. They just asked for his ID. They're like, okay, yeah, we're following the right guy type thing. Revealed the number of people in vehicle, visible weapons. So this is Court TV that we're catching a view here right now. But they've arrived. It was very quick. They pulled in and it was over. Just a quick convoy. The cars were in a different order when they arrived at the Moscow police station than they pulled out of the airport. So they probably did the shell game on the commute. There was a TFR in place, so nobody could watch them do that. and it's done. So Creme 2, let's see if Creme 2 has something interesting for us here. We're not going to see anything else from outside here, so I'm going to take a different feed. It's just, come on. Oh, I'm already on that feed. Okay, like the button's not working. Let's check out Creme 2 and see what they have to say. Okay. Yeah, nobody's got any other feeds that really are more insightful than what we just saw. Fox News is live. Everyone's re-airing the same stuff now. Just that brief little video of him arriving. But he's in custody now. He's on Idaho ground, and any minute now. I hope it's tonight. We might need to wait till tomorrow. We're gonna hope for tonight as well. So let me do this. Let me go ahead and show you for those that want to participate and become an internet sleuth. Let me show you how to do that here. So let's take this off. I'll use this computer over here.
Thank you so very much for your excellent coverage.
Well, before I shut that off, let me see who did that. Hang on one second. Kate Dree, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. It's wonderful. I love doing this, and it's awesome because of you guys. So, but thanks for your support. Very much appreciated. Okay, let's take a look. We're going to go over to the website. I'm going to walk you through how to search this yourself. So you may be the first person to see this. I can't see around my other computer here. Okay, here we go. Not that one. We need this one. I've got it in the background. There we go. Okay. iCourts. Okay, so here we go on this. Let me switch over to 5. This is the iCourt website. So the URL you want to go to if you want to search for this yourself is icourt.idaho.gov. And that will bring you to this page right here that we're looking at. And right next to my picture, there's a little red button that says search. There are 2 drop-down boxes you're going to have to populate to get this to work for you. The first one is the county, and you want Latah County. That's Latah. That's where Moscow is located. So you want Latah County. And the second one you want is record search on this drop-down. You can either do payments, contact information. You want record search. We're going to hit the search button over there, and this page is going to be hammered with people trying to access it. So it may take a second to respond. It's going to pop up with this page here, the iCourt portal online records and payments for Idaho courts. So enter a record number or last name, first name. So I wrote Kohberger right here, Kohberger, Bryan, and Bryan is spelled Bryan. Kohberger is Kohberger, and you have to pass the CAPTCHA. Let's say I'm not a robot, and then over here hit submit. What that's going to do is it's going to do a search on that name, and it's going to pull any record for him. And right now we only have the one record. That's an infraction. This is the seatbelt violation. It's already resolved. It's in the past. We do know it's got the right birth year for him. It's got the right name, Bryan C. Kohberger. Everything lines up. I think this was him. He had a seatbelt issue, and so we're just basically going back and forth, clicking the I'm not a robot and act like a robot and just check over and over. It's going to be a long night, right? But we're also at the same time we're going to be watching the Idaho courts. And Amber, you sent me some links for those. Let's see if I can find these right here on 3. There are a couple links. Judicial case of interest. Let me try a different camera. Make sure I get the right one up here. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to copy this and paste this in chat as well, so you guys will have this. Okay, so oops, not that one. Let's try here. I'm pasting this in chat. This little URL right now. That's the page you want to go to. That will take you to this right here. This is the State of Idaho Judicial Branch, and we're looking for judges that have the name Latah right here in their name. So I've done a search. I did a Control F on my computer. That's how it works, or an Apple F. And that gives us, there are 5 Latahs on this page. So it gives us, let's see who they are. And this is the Idaho Court Streaming Directory. So the first one is Jeff Broody. He covers Latah. and then you can click this watch button. It's going to pull up his YouTube page where he live streams all the cases that he handles. Next, you can go down. The next one is Gregory Fitzmaurice, and you can watch that one to his YouTube page. Jay Gaskill, there's number 3. A little further, we've got John Judge. So Judge, you can watch him over there. And lastly, we've got Megan Marshall, and each one has their own YouTube page. And I believe none of them store the videos. So the only chance we have to actually see these is to catch them when they're live, to see it in progress and try to capture it that way. Let me bring back your chat here so I can see what you guys are saying. Just one moment. There we go. Okay. Let's see. It might be first thing in the morning. We're watching for that as well. There may be an announcement of some sort that gives us an idea. AJ says, goodness, this is my entire day as a paralegal. You know exactly what to do here, AJ, so get to work. Unfortunately, you've got a long night of work ahead of you. It looks like we have a couple of people who admitted to being addicts. Mindy, Jenna, and Banjo all subscribed just a minute ago. Thank you so much. We do this every day, every morning, and we've been following this. If you like what you see here, if you like the group, please give it a subscribe, ring the bell, and come back and join us. It's a fun place to be. We're a civil place. It's a place where you can actually watch true crime and enjoy it and not feel like you want to wash your eyes with bleach after reading chat. You know, it's a good group here. I think you'll like it. Let's see. I want you to know that you're way more interested in engaging than Aaron. Thank you. Oh, thanks, No Cage. I appreciate that. Aaron does good stuff as well, and you know, without people like him, we might not have been able to find that plane. So I appreciate that. Just found this account. Thank you for covering it all. News in one place. It's easier. HM, yeah, it's fun. I've got this screen. It's hard to see, but it's in the background there. I can watch 8 different feeds at once. So sometimes when we have a case with the court feeds available, we can bring in multiple streams. You can see it from several different angles. That's what my specialty is. I do it a little bit differently than other people, but it's good fun. Dobermom says, "All right, we like you." Thank you. The courthouse drawing portrays him as much better looking than he is. Well, the artists, you know, they're good at what they do. They make people look good. Let's see. Wombat Mommy says, I can't remember if it's true or not, but I think the young man that was killed was a triplet. I did not know that, so that may be true. I have no reason to doubt you there, Wombat Mom. I believe he was a twin and there's a brother. That may make more sense. Triplets are a little more rare, but... Alice says, I'm new here and your coverage is brilliant. You've got yourself a sub. Thank you, Alice. I appreciate that. If you have any questions, put them in chat. If I can't answer it, we have some amazing people. We've got Matthew Harris Law, from a lawyer down from Texas, who joins us often. We've got a weatherman on the channel, Weather Watch, who's just a fantastic supporter and has given away just a ton of subs today to the channel. Just an amazing guy as well. We've got a couple other professionals in the legal field that are there. Some amazing internet sleuths that have been digging up information for us. And just it's just a great group to be a part of, and together we can really find a lot of information. It seems like no one is carrying what we want to see or hear. Pauline, it's just not available right now. That's the downside. It's dark outside. It's cold in Idaho. You know, they didn't have a lot of time to put this together. We basically found the plane as it was taking off, and so that's how much time they had to put everything in order. Matthew Harris is in the house right now, our local lawyer. You're out of Lubbock. Great to have you here, says Matthew. Matthew has his own YouTube channel. You want to, let's see, if you want to see it, hit the exclamation point and type Matthew in chat, and it will put that link up in chat so you can see that. And I definitely recommend giving him a subscribe. He has some very entertaining and very informative videos. DMB says, late night stream. Hey, Recovery Addict, isn't it past your bedtime? Yes, it is. But hey, we've got stuff to talk about, so we'll be here. Let's see, what questions do you guys have? We've got a lot of people who just came in here who basically just heard about this case because it was trending. And that's not to slight you guys at all. Some of us are nuts, and we've been following this for days and weeks. But if you have
address subject matter jurisdiction?
Not on the late night stream, we're not. That was a soundbite from the Daryl Brooks case, if you're not familiar with that one. Rebecca says, new sub, I'm really enjoying your coverage. Thank you, Rebecca. Thanks for being here. if you have a question, if you just got here and have a question, put it in chat. The best way to reach me, especially when we have a lot of people in
Chips
chat.
Not Chunks just sent a super sticker with 2.
Thank you, Chips Not Chunks. I can't get the super sticker to show up in chat appropriately, but it looks like a cat.
I don't consent to that now.
I don't consent to that name. Thank you very much for your support, Chips Not Chunks. I appreciate the super sticker. It looks great. Let's see. Here's the link to Matthew Harris's legal channel. Definitely worth a watch. He's got great information like how to get out of jury duty, which is a fun one to watch. So you want to look for that. Go give him a watch when we're done here for sure. Nick Mick says, did y'all see the flight track of the plane that was flying over his parents' house the night before and of his arrest? No, but that doesn't surprise me at all that they had some aerial surveillance going on. That is right inside the FBI's wheelhouse. They do that all the time. I'm guessing it was probably a plane that did not say FBI on it anywhere. It probably was some company that was, saying they were monitoring harbor seals or something. That's the story they have for all those flights. But I'm sure they're keeping close tabs on from the air. DMB says, hey, I'm not complaining. I missed most of the morning stream and all of the afternoon stream, so a bonus night stream works for me. Yeah, this is number 3 today, DMB. It's been a fun day. We've had some great people who've been here for the whole bit of it. Let's see. Beautiful Waterfall says, interesting. CR 29-22-1911, State of Idaho plaintiff versus Bryan Kohberger defendant, failure to appear. Right, that was the seatbelt violation. And he did have a failure to appear, but it's resolved now. So I'm not sure how he sorted it out. If he paid the fee, it's a small issue. So I mean, they wouldn't really issue a bench warrant for not wearing your seatbelt. They could, but. Matthew says you got a new video dropping tomorrow at noon. 5 reasons you'll lose your court case. I can't wait to watch that, Matthew. That's going to be awesome. Are you doing like a premiere? We can all watch it together. Jonathan says, love the coverage, awesome info and knowledge. Hey, you guys are great. Thanks for being here, Jonathan. Appreciate it. It would not be the same here without you. Don't you guys complain about late night? You keep me awake till 3 a.m. every night. Suck it up, says Lee. Lee, you live in the wrong time zone is the problem. You've got to move over here where it's a little bit later. Erica says, hello all. Good evening, Recovery Addict. Best stream in all the land. Super excited for the trial. Woohoo! I'm excited as well. I'm super excited. I'm hopeful that he actually exercises his right for a speedy trial. I think it's in his best interest to do that because it sounds like the state still wants more information. They still
Andrew James just sent a super sticker with 5.
Thank you, Andrew, for the super sticker. Let me put you up on screen here. Appreciate that. Keep it up, super sticker. Appreciate that. So talking about the, I had a squirrel moment and my brain went haywire. What were we talking about? Yeah, the speedy trial. If he says I want a speedy trial, okay, that puts the state on a timeline, and they've got to have everything prepared right away and move forward with it. And they don't have everything they want. They want the murder weapon, and it might turn up. There might be somebody with a piece of evidence out there who's like, yeah, I remember this guy. He pulled into a field and he chucked something that was shiny. I don't know what's going to happen. That's just a hypothetical. But that murder weapon could turn up. That's going to be an important piece of evidence. The state would love to have that. And so they're saying, hey, please send us your tips. Now they can't even come out and say, hey, we need more tips because of this gag order. So the gag order is sort of working against them at this point. So Bryan, when he gets read these charges, finds out basically what evidence they have against him, he's going to say, hey, their case might be a little weak right now. It's a little shaky. Yeah, they have probable cause, but they don't really have the proof to convince a jury beyond reasonable doubt that I'm guilty here. So it might be in his best interest to move forward right away and say, hey, you can't prove it. And if he does that, that would be interesting because we'd just be basically a couple months away from trial at that point. What did I miss, says Weatherwatch. You missed the plane landing. It finally got here. It came from PA via Australia. It took forever. They stopped in Illinois. They stopped in, I think, what was that, South Dakota? And then they made it and landed about 10 miles away from Moscow. But he's here. He's on the ground. The caravan of vehicles took him into custody, and now we're waiting. We've got our sleuths looking on the internet right now, watching for that probable cause affidavit that could come at any moment. It might come in the morning, but it could come at any moment. Imagine he does the Chris Watts thing and admits doing it, and we get him tried and locked up within a week. I don't think he will. I think if he was going to admit doing it, he probably would have admitted to his family, and we would have seen different behavior out of them. Do you have to log in? No, Sparky, you do not have to log into the Idaho court iSite. Let me jump back there. Do you need the link still, Sparky? Let me know if you do. I'm a little behind in chat, but you might be up there already. Courtney says, I may be jumping the gun here, but when do you think we'll know if we waive speedy trial or not, and how to find out due to gag order? Courtney, this iCourt website is going to be our source for all information. The press can't get anything from the lawyers. The press can't get anything from the police. The judge obviously is not going to come out and make any statements. And the suspect's in custody. So there's no one to talk to under this gag order except for this record. And this is the way Idaho does it. They say all information, your source, the authoritative source, is going to be this iCourt website where they document everything that happens. So that's where you want to get familiar with that and be able to do a quick search for him. And we'll be able to follow that way. Amber says, Judge Megan Marshall, is that the one that we expect it to be on? She's the one that issued the gag order, right? Let's see where that is. Amber, I've got to find it on this computer here. Oh, so many chats. Oh my goodness. I'll get it here. We'll copy it over. We'll copy that. Let me turn this off for just a minute so I can switch my screen around. Let's see. If you've got a question, put it in chat. We'll try to get to everything we possibly can. I'm going to paste this one in here so we can watch. Paste. There we go. That's the judge's YouTube channel, which is not. I need my other keyboard. I'm like, it's not working. It's because I'm not hitting the enter button. There we go. So she's got 52 subscribers. We're going to give her one more. I'm going to give her a +1 on that and keep an eye on this channel. I'm going to ring the bell as well so that if she does go live, I want to be notified. Because she's the one that issued the gag order. If I'm not mistaken, Amber, I think that's the link you sent me. Let's see on chat. Let me answer your questions here. What do we have? Unmarked plane 2 hours over their house. Back before the SWAT executed their no-knock warrant. Did you hear, if you watched that press conference about the no-knock warrant, PA has a higher standard that you have to meet as far as probable cause before you can do a no-knock warrant. Basically, when you kick the door down instead of knocking and say, police, open the door. And they did a no-knock. They kicked at least 2 doors down, and they broke multiple windows in this. They basically attacked all fronts simultaneously. Their house probably just looks like a hurricane hit it. Mary's admitted to being an addict. Thanks for the subscriber. Noah as well. Thanks for becoming a subscriber. Grace says, Jules, I'm in Ireland and these cases keep me wide awake. Thanks for being here, Grace. Debbie says, just took a pain pill, so I should be able to type something soon. Debbie, you're amazing. She's one of the long-term followers of the channel. Just had some eye surgery, so we're hoping she heals quickly and is able to watch us instead of just listen. But good luck to you, Debbie, there. Which channel should I subscribe to get out of jury duty? Mercy, what you want to do is in this chat here on this channel, type the exclamation point, and then immediately after type Matthew. Matthew Harris is our local lawyer, and he has a YouTube channel. We bring him on here occasionally to talk about things on Zoom, and we'll do a collaboration that way. But yeah, Matthew Harris Law is the one. DMB says, I was thinking about the genealogical DNA match. Could it be from someone in his family having been in military, police, or prior arrest? DMB, what we heard from a couple things, and this hasn't been confirmed, so we're still in the rumor category, as far as I know, is that he applied for a job as a security guard of some type, like a high school, and that had a DNA test as part of the application. So it may have been his DNA that was on record that later came back to bite him, so to speak. See, I bet there's a few names Brooks doesn't consent to in jail. There's a lot he doesn't consent to, but he has to put up with it. Noah says, did you see the helmet and the body armor they put on him before he got into the car? I didn't see. I was watching a lot of things at the same time, but I heard the report that he had that. Basically, they wanted to keep him safe.
I don't consent to that now.
Tough. That's what we're going to call you. There's a receipt of a $10 fee payment attached to that charge. Yeah, it's not a big issue, that seatbelt fine up in Idaho. Poor recovery addict is reading faster and faster. No voice tomorrow? No, I'll be good, Rowdy. I can go for 8 or 9 hours and be good, so we'll be good. Plus, I've got my True Crime Addict mug, which I'm drinking out of, keeping me hydrated. Okay, Josh, this is a good point. Recovery addict, did you hear the reports about his court-appointed attorney? Something about she's been to the crime scene. Josh, one of the attorneys that he could have been appointed is actually the coroner.
Address subject matter jurisdiction?
Not tonight. It's too late for that. The coroner is also an attorney. Okay, talk about small town, right? And she's the one that literally handled the bodies from the crime scene. So there's no way your attorney could also, be testifying about doing an examination of the bodies. So I think there were possibly two attorneys of the possible ones that were in the area that were conflicted and can't take his case. And so he has two other, I think they're female attorneys. Love the sound bites. You guys actually trigger those in chat. That's just a feature of the channel. But there's two attorneys that he's got, both female, that may be from out of the county. So we'll see. Let's see, what do we have? I just skipped a whole bunch here. I apologize if I've missed your question. Let's see. Yes, Vixen, this is 100% correct. If you type his name, my name, just like you see here in her message on the screen with the @ symbol and then recovery addict, it will be orange on my screen, and I'll be able to pick it up a little bit quicker. So Sparky, you had a question. I'll look and see if I can find it here. Let's see. Also, how can I make your name yellow? That's how to do it. It actually looks orange on my screen. The yellow one is when my chat bot responds to you, and that's sort of like an automated response that you can interact with. Members get to use the !seat command, which moves them to the front of the room, and they get to take a seat. Whether you're a member of the gallery, the jury, or the attorney level, you can do that. But everyone else has some other commands they can use and either trigger audio or a response that way. If you want to know what commands are available.
RA, you are so cool. New members heart with stars you.
Who was that? AJ, thank you so much. AJ is a long-term fan as well. Amazing. And AJ is a paralegal, right? With great experience. So she's going to do some good work for us tonight if she doesn't sleep.
Are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction?
No, we're not going to address subject matter jurisdiction. I've already addressed that in a previous order, and if you tore it up, that's your own fault. Air Force USA says, Recovery Act, why do they break all the windows in a no-knock warrant in PA? Air Force, I think it's because, first of all, we don't have good video of what happened. They haven't released any body camera footage of the no-knock warrant being served, but there's a very high likelihood that they probably used flashbangs in all the windows. Basically just shocked the whole house and disoriented people and then rushed in. That's probably what's likely. I doubt they used tear gas. Tear gas you'd be reserved for like a barricaded suspect or something like that. Plus, they knew they had people in there who were innocent, basically just family members who had no idea what was waiting outside in the yard. Courtney says, Recovery Addict, if he doesn't waive speedy trial, what's the max time frame, constitutionally speaking? Courtney, this can really it's not an easy answer there. It could stretch for years. We've got cases. You look at Sarah Boone down in Florida. That's one we're all waiting for. It's finally supposed to be coming to court here in the end of January, and we're all dying. We're going to be covering that one. We're dying to get into that case. See what I did there? But that stretched on for over 3 years between when she was taken into custody and when it's finally going to court. And here we've got a case where there's not just multiple victims with a lot of information there. A pretty big, gruesome crime scene that has to be sorted out. Lots of evidence, whether it's DNA or otherwise. Think of all the tips they have to sort through that obviously defense is going to look through and try to find information that might point to somebody else being involved and things. So if he doesn't waive speedy trial, this could really stretch on for years before we see this progress through the court system. But not sure. What did the gag order do in the case? Adam, great question on this one. The gag order only applies really to the people who are party to this case very closely from a legal perspective. So the attorneys, both the prosecution, the district attorney, the assistant district attorneys, the clerks in the office, the lawyers, anyone who's working on the defense or prosecution side. You've got the judge, obviously he's not going to issue anything, the clerk of the court, the officers of the court, the people.
I dug in my sofa and found this lousy super chat broom sponge bubbles.
That is awesome. Let me go see what that is. But let me finish this first, Adam. It applies to all those people. And the gag order basically says you can't talk to the press. You can't talk in vocally. You can't talk to them physically. And you also can't write and release it. Basically, the only way they can get information is through this iCourt website. Now, it does not gag the iCourt website. That official record is still going to go forward. Tag in the sofa and found this lousy super chat. Hey, sofa money is good money. Occasionally, you can find enough money for a pizza in the sofa, which is always a good day. Thank you so much for your support, Tag. I appreciate that. I'm missing your questions. I'm trying, like Sparky, like you did right here, I'm trying to answer just the questions that have me tagged. If you ask the question and didn't tag me, just go ahead and ask it again. There's no penalty in this chat. We have very few rules, right? We just basically say be nice and let's have some fun in chat. And we try to just keep it fun that way. Fox News says they're charging him tonight, says Carol. So we need to keep an eye on that iCourt website then, because if he's charged, as soon as he's charged, that should be released according to Idaho law. Do you think Brian's dad was sitting in evidence? As far as in the car, yes, I definitely do. There may be blood on the chair, even if it was cleaned. There may be blood residue that can be detected using a chemical process. Or special lighting, ultraviolet lighting, and things like that. That he very well could have had evidence right there that he didn't know he was basically sitting in for that whole trip across the country. AJ made the robot have a conniption fit.
There's a lawsuit.
Yes, there's a lawsuit. That sound effect, if you guys aren't familiar with that sound effect, that is from a police chase we watched out of California a little while back, and it also featured this sound effect.
Why is the dog chewing on this guy?
Yeah, they sicked the dog on the wrong guy. It was just a guy who had walked out of the store, and they sicked the dog on him. He just went to town on the guy's arm. But that was crazy. That was crazy. I have a Freedom of Information Act request in with the California Highway Patrol on that one. And we might be getting some air traffic, some video footage from the helicopter, from body cam stuff. So if you want to watch for that, give me a subscribe. We'll air that as soon as we get it. Should be just another week or so before that arrives. Let's see. I can only recall grade school and high school. Nothing after 2011. That guy says, recovered addict. You know, I throw away everything when it comes to subject matter jurisdiction. Yes, you accept for value in return for value these documents, right? High Speed Drifter says, recovered addict. Chris K in the chat says that he went to school with Brian. See his comment in all caps. Chris K. Let's see. We had Kelly on here from New Jersey earlier, and she was actually in the courtroom with Brian during his extradition hearing. Let's see, Chris. If you have any questions for someone who actually knew him and his parents, let me know. I went to school with him. Chris, that is awesome. Go ahead. If just tag me. You don't have to type in all caps, but you don't get banned for doing it. I mean, we have very few rules here. If you tag me with a super. With not a super chat, but if you tag me with the @recovery addict name, I'd love to hear just your impression. If anything you want to share with us about that. What do you think the flight was like? What is the normal protocol? Did Brian know they would stop so many times? Do you think the officers even spoke to him? Great name, by the way. I think the flight was rather quiet on Brian's part. He did lawyer up already. He said, I don't want to speak without my lawyer present, so I don't think they're going to be pressing that in the plane. Plus, that's not really the venue you want to be holding an interrogation at. You'd rather have that in an interview room with all the recording and the proper procedures. So I don't think they asked him many questions beyond like, hey, would you like a drink of water, or are those cuffs too tight, tough? So there was probably not much discussion. Definitely nothing about the case is what I would say. I don't know if he knew they would stop so many times, but really they might have told him, hey, we'll have 2 stops and we'll get there. He will basically be flying all day. So, but they're not going to be just making chit-chat just to see if he'll confess or something. DNA was surreptitiously gathered by law enforcement in an attempt to analyze genealogy familial DNA. By the way, it's pronounced Leta, like lay potato chips.
Raw, all due respect. You opened the door, face blowing a kiss, 2 hearts, heart with stars, waving hand with light skin tone, clinking champagne glasses, clinking champagne glasses, clinking champagne glasses, clinking champagne glasses.
Wow. AJ, with all due respect, I opened the door. I did. I walked right into that one. Let's see. Irene says, sorry, I just got back on. Did I miss BK landing? You did, Irene. It was very quick. He landed, was in like a full bodysuit and shackles.
I found this chat stuck to my sock in the dryer socks.
I'll get to that in just a minute. Thank you. You guys are so creative. I can bet his dad knew what he did before the rest. Ernest, he's got to know something. I mean, if I was in that situation, I'd at least be curious. I'd be like, hey, what's happening? Let it E 160. What is your daytime job? This is my daytime job. I used to work for the Department of Defense. I used to work in the news media. Had a top secret clearance, doing a lot of really fun stuff on that side. But I quit that. And now I'm a YouTuber. This is what I do. I love true crime. I love hanging out with these guys. And every day I go live from my house here in North Carolina. And we just have a good group here. We follow court cases. We follow police chases. We just follow a lot of similar things. I do a little bit of metal detecting. That's what I actually named the channel for. Beverly says you have an amazing channel. Beverly, it's amazing because of the people that find it. You guys are actually the ones that make it great. But that's my background. I do have a long interest in law. I'm one of those nerds that reads laws for fun. I read all the proposed bills that are going to be voted on by the legislature. I like that level of detail. I want to see what.
When will we get the PCA affidavit?
It should be very soon, as soon as he's charged. So for all my sleuths that are out there looking at the iCourt website, if I need that again, I can show you how to do that. I'll take a look here myself in just a second. Actually, I do it on this computer. iCourt. Let's see. Claire says, recover addict. What percentage do you think he could be innocent after arrest like this has been made? Okay, so Claire, right now he is innocent because he hasn't been proven guilty, right? So legally, from a legal perspective, he's innocent. So anytime we talk about him, we have to say alleged. Otherwise, if he's actually found to be innocent or found not guilty, we could get in a lot of trouble from a legal perspective. He could come back and sue us. But if you look at what the police in Moscow did when they had that last press conference, they didn't say we think he did it type thing. We've got good indication to believe he did it. They said he is the murderer. He killed the four. They just came right out. So I think they have some pretty solid evidence, and it's probably going to be DNA in the form of blood that's not mixed, right? So blood at the crime scene that's not mixed with other defendants. There's no one else who could be but him type thing. L'Etat. Let's see. I'm going to do a quick record search for Bryan just to see if there's any updates here. Smart search. Okay. Bryan is spelled with a Y. That's important if you do a search on this website here. I'm not a robot. Let me in. And still, we just have that infraction for the seatbelt infraction. Bella says, hey, everyone watching, please give Scott a thumbs up. He's been going since 9 a.m. We did have a couple breaks in there, but thank you, Bella. You've been here for most of it as well. Okay, let's see who else had questions we can answer. And I think a couple of people had a super chat I need to recognize. Give me just 1 minute to do that. First of all, Moto346, thank you very much for the support about the PCA affidavit. That's what we're waiting for. That's why we're still live right now, because we're looking for that. And Tag's the one who found the chat stuck in your sock drawer. Appreciate that as well. Okay. Let's see. I do have a burner phone. I have a burner phone. A lot of people told me it was a bad idea to give out my phone number. But I love to be contacted by you guys. And chat sometimes is not the best way. So I have a burner phone number. It is a burner phone. I can throw it away at any moment if it gets crazy and gets shared in weird places. But you're able to contact me via text, but you have voicemail. You can send me a picture, whatever. A lot of the leads we get on the stories, whether it's a document that just got dropped in a court case or something like that, a lot of that actually comes from you guys that come to my burner phone. And it's fantastic. So you're able to text that. It goes straight to voicemail, but occasionally I can use it to call the people and patch them in live on the channel as well. Do we know who the judge is going to be so we can watch for a live? Watching live streams. That's what Amber was. Amber has been fantastic at giving us this. Let me see what we have. we had, who was the judge's name? Amber, I might need that from you again. It's the one who issued the gag order. Let's see.
Found this in my dryer. Still looking for the other socks.
Eileen, thanks for becoming a new member. Welcome to the gallery. Go ahead and type !seat in chat, and we'll move you right to the front row. You get the best view possible in this court of public opinion. Carol, good job. I appreciate the humor. You guys are very creative. Thank you very much for your support of the channel. I appreciate that. Okay. We've got a lot of new subscribers here. Please make everybody feel welcome. All these new addicts who are admitted to their addiction. We all have the same thing in common. We love true crime. Let's see. Lee here says, did they have to land every time someone wanted to use the bathroom? It's what it seemed like they did. It was a lot of short hops, but they got here eventually. Let's see. Anyone else have questions I can answer? Chris, that's somebody else. Okay. Did you see the cuts on Brian's hand and arm? CBGB. We looked at, in slow motion, we looked at the traffic stop.
Do you think they will find the murder weapon?
Let me answer that in just a minute. Don't let me forget. We looked at the cuts on his arm and hand, or at least the marks on his hand, and I think his right forearm, right in this area, was one of the areas that really stood out to me. It was sort of like a dark mark that shouldn't be there based on how the light was coming in at it. So that was one, and then the other spot was on his right hand, sort of by that first knuckle. And both those areas were areas of interest. I'm not sure if they would be cuts. You have to realize that if it was a cut from the crime scene, that would have been from a month before. So it's had a month to heal. It would have to be a pretty nasty cut on his arm to still be all red like that. It would probably be pink or something. And it looks sort of darker. So it might have been a tattoo. It might have been, just a shadow from the skin or the bone structure, as some people were saying. But not sure about that front. But we did pause the live stream. I've got a device here on my desk that I can watch forward in slow motion. I can watch the everything frame by frame. And we took the two videos from the Indiana body cam videos from the traffic stops, and we watched them frame by frame that way. AJ, are you trying to break the robot woman? Alexi says, recovery addict, so they were taking body cam footage or recording the whole flight to ensure there was no interrogation taking place? Lexi, probably not. They probably just were very professional, and they'll have testimony saying, I sat with him the whole time and no one talked to him, type thing. And the flip side of that is they won't have any information from him. He didn't answer any questions. But I don't think they'll have anything else.
Chris K in chat says went to school with Brian.
Yes, Chris K. I'm looking
Thanks for all you do. My eyes won't stay open. See you in the morning.
It's been a long day, hasn't it? Greg says there's a lawsuit. Excellent canned response, special effects, recovery addict research. I doubt it from the Dumpster Bros trial in Texas. Would be an awesome soundbite. I doubt it. I will look for that, Greg. You might have to send that to me on the burner phone because when I finish the live stream, this chat disappears for 24 hours, and then it's hard to find again. So type !burner in chat, Greg, and just send me a text with that last part about the Dumpster Bros trial, and I'll try to get that sound effect. Can we please change the robot voice? I can work on that, but I don't have a lot of options. Let me know what you'd prefer. Let's see. You're saying Court TV is live. I switched that to a different feed. Give me just 1 second. Let me get rid of Flight Radar. We don't need that anymore. Okay, Court TV. Let's see what they have. Okay. They have so many ads. It's hard to take their live stream. But,
in silence. The moms of the teen victims cry when those verdicts are read. Loved ones of the victims are allowed to address the court after the verdicts are given.
Why do we have their audio still coming through? Audio on feed 2 should be there. Okay.
I heard he was also charged with felony burglary.
Yes, and that will probably be an aggravating charge. So basically, he's got the 4 murder charges plus the aggravating charge of burglary, which means he entered the building with the intent to commit a crime. That's what burglary is. It doesn't mean he stole something. He might have taken a memento, but we'll see here. Court TV is playing, but let's go live and see what we've got. I'm not sure if this is an advertisement or not. It looks like an ad still right now. I'll watch that and see what we've got. Let's see, Laura, sometimes Matthews Harris, our lawyer, resident lawyer, says sometimes defense needs time to prepare and review all the evidence, so they waive speedy trial to get more prep time. Yeah, and especially if expert witnesses are involved that have to do a lot of analysis and, study and, testing and things like that, that can really stretch on for quite a while. Yeah, the premiere, it's the same thing we just saw. I think they don't have any new footage that we don't have. Let's see. Yeah, Chris K. I don't know what information you want to share. I don't want you to share something, obviously, that you're not comfortable with sharing. But if you do have information that you do want to share, let me know. We'll try to bring it on here. A lot of things in chat. Are we still pickles, not politics? Yes, we don't do a lot of politics talks here. That just gets people fighting and gets everyone mad. So we don't talk about that a lot. I'm checking iCourt every 2 minutes. Thank you, Sunshine and Sunflowers. Can't wait for that. Once we get that. Oh, Vixen says, correction, PCA will not be released until after first appearance is done. Well, that's right. So that first appearance is when he's read those charges. So that's not a change. That's what we expected all along, but it will be at the conclusion of that initial appearance, which is like an arraignment, that it will be made public. Type burner to get contact info to me. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm a little behind in chat here. Let's see. PCA might be read to him at his appearance and then resealed. It's up to the judge's discretion. This can happen, Kathy. It can. And it would be a low blow for the judge to do this. And really, he'd have to have a good reason. And yes, the more press this case gets, I'm not sure why we're still on that. Sorry about that. Let me go over here. I'm not sure. The more press this case gets, the more I guess he'll be concerned about getting a nice fair trial and getting a jury that's impartial. But hopefully they don't seal it. I really hope that the public really want to know here. Lost Cookie says, I'm addicted to true crime. Yep, we all are. Did they take down the county jail roster? They have not, Golden Mom. We do know that he's not going to be in general population, that he's not going to just be thrown in with the rest of the inmates. And it's a small jail. I think they said like 38 people. It's like 60% capacity right now. But he's not going to be mixed in. They don't want something to happen to him while he's in jail. So he'll be isolated a little bit. Seems cool. It's hard to find a chill chat. This is, and our mods are fantastic. We don't get heavy with the band hammer. We just ask you just be polite and have a good time. If you got a different opinion, that's great. We want to hear about it. You might even convince me to change my mind. I'm not stuck. I'm in my mindset. So Megan Marshall issued the gag order. Is she the judge handling the whole case? I believe so, Terry. I think she's the one. I need to record RA streams to listen to when I'm trying to sleep. Such a soothing voice, says Miss Priss. You could read a telephone book and I'd listen. What letter should I start with, Miss Priss? I like CBGB says, I heard like Jody Arias, he changed his plates after the killings. Yes, we heard that as well. But when we watched the two traffic stops, he still had Washington plates on. So he might have changed them when he got to PA, which would be fair because he's basically moved back to PA. But I thought he was going to go back to Washington. He just finished his first semester of school, so he's got more semesters after this break. I thought he would probably go back for the rest of school, so unless he was planning on staying there. Watching live stream says, I just found the info on Reddit that he was officially booked. Info is there. Okay, so he's booked. Let me see if they've got the PCA out. We're going to do another search here. Just 1 second. I'm not a robot. Still not updated on the iCourt portal. So watching live streams, are you saying that that someone is saying they've located the PCA? Because it's not on the official website, so I don't. That might be a troll who's saying that. There's nowhere else it'll be before this website. Catherine says, hello, glad to be a new member. Love this channel. Thank you, Catherine. Thanks for being here. Would not be the same without you. Let's see. Yeah, the video that Court TV has was replay. Let's see. Let's see, a lot of narratives about who he was. I'll answer. There's a lot of narratives about who he was. Chris, basically the question I guess everyone probably has for you with your inside knowledge about Bryan growing up is basically, was there any sign? Was there, as from what you had interaction with him, was he different in a way that you thought, yeah, I can picture him doing this type thing? Or was it like, yeah, he was just a normal kid like the rest of us, a little weird. We're all a little weird. We all got our little idiosyncrasies. But was there something about him, even at the time you knew him, that just triggered you and thought, maybe this guy's missing a few fries out of his Happy Meal? Joylyn, thanks for becoming an addict and admitting to the group. Welcome. This is a fun group. I think you'll like him. We've got a different crew on tonight than we normally get in the morning, but both morning and afternoon, we've got a really laid-back group I think you'll enjoy. Let's see. Do they keep the judge? Who was that said that? KF70IK says, how does one become a member of the channel? Bob, the way you do that is you click the join button, but if you're on an iOS device, you might have to go through Safari and then YouTube that way, because Apple doesn't play nicely with YouTube. But that's how you become a member, and you get to your name in green, and you'll also have a courthouse next to your name, and that courthouse changes color based on how long you've been a member. And because I just started doing this at the end of October, everybody's blue. We just barely turned that on last week, or this week, I think. It hasn't been very long. That guy says, I tried looking him up in the inmate search, and I think their website crashed. They are getting so many hits right now. I'm not surprised at all. Let's see, still nothing on the website. Cakesboo just sent me a tweet saying...
any chance his parents get charged as accomplices?
I don't think so. I think what we see in his parents' behavior is very much what we would expect from parents who completely got blindsided by an accusation against a family member. Their head's still spinning from the flashbangs going off when the search warrant was served. This is a whirlwind. Obviously, they can't picture their son doing it, so they're going to stand by him and say, we think he's going to be exonerated, let the courts play out type thing. But at the same time, you've got to think they're asking questions. You're like, man, could it be? Is it possible that our Bryan did this? So it was very hard times for them. I really hope the press gives them a lot of space. I don't envy their situation at all. Very difficult. Irene says, sincere thank you for your dedication, hard work, and awesome content. I learned so much listening to you. Thanks for being here, Irene. You've had some great, insightful questions. You're welcome here anytime. Denise, going to bed. 4 a.m. is going to be here soon. Have a good night. Thanks, Denise. Thanks for being here. He has been booked, right? And we're just waiting for this website to update, because it should be any minute now. And as soon as it pulls up, we'll have it. We'll be able to look at that. So if it even if it is not, even if it's under seal, there should be a case number that appears on this website. So basically, as soon as it's put together, there should be a case number. I don't know if there's a court clerk that's at home right now that we're waiting for to do her job or not, that makes that happen. But the case number should show up, and even then we'd be able to get in there and see that the document is sealed, if it was. We don't know that it is sealed right now. That PCA is the only thing we're going to see for a long, long time. Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth there. It's basically going to be, this is the end of it for a while, unless he decides to plead guilty. We'll find out the schedule of his appearances. He'll have I'm not sure if they'll have a bond hearing, because he doesn't have a bond. So I don't think they'd have a bond to see if they should give him a bond, because he's being held without one, just like he was in PA. Let's see. In my county, you can get a protective order at any time, day or night, and they'll call the on-call judge in. Sunshine, yes, we on this channel, we watch a lot of what's called the Tennessee Knoxville courthouse live stream. So it's a magistrate's, and 7 times a day, they'll do a live stream online where inmates will be arraigned in front of the judge, and it's live streamed on YouTube. And sometimes it's really funny, sometimes it's sad, and sometimes it gets a little vulgar. but we watch a lot of those here on this channel, and that's common for a magistrate to be on call to handle the bookings, sort of within a couple hours of them being booked. Channel has a chill vibe. I passed through a few times before. I don't know why I've never received notifications when you're on. You have a great crowd. Thank you, Brooklyn. Welcome anytime. Please do stop by. Let's see. You mean he won't be mingling with the petty thieves? Right. He's going to be isolated in away from the general population. Okay. Let's see if anyone else has any questions. I have a written exam. Stephen Lee, you sent me something. I think I missed it. Give me just a second. Let me check the burner phone. I'm not sure if you sent that here or somewhere else. And the burner phone's gone nuts. I'm sorry. Hey, you sent me a picture of fried green pickle dip. I will tell you, I tried fried green pickle dip of a different brand. There's a brand called Helva, like Helva dip type thing. And they had that same flavor, but it was on sale for like 50 cents. They were closing out the line at the store, and so I bought one, and it was really good. I do love the fried green pickle dip. It was great stuff. You might even learn something here. I learn something here every day. You guys are super smart. There's the case number, CR29-22. Just found it on Reddit. It says watching live streams. CR29-22 1911 is the infraction case number. Live streams, watching live streams. That's the number we had for the case where he had the seatbelt violation. So are they looking at the wrong one? Because they're still not. He may have been booked into jail, but I don't think he's been charged yet. That's what we're waiting for. The charge is what's gonna get that document up here. What time will we be on in the morning? I'm on at 9 a.m. Eastern time every morning, and we'll be doing that tomorrow as well, Jojo. We do that every weekday. He changed him from PA to Washington. That's when when he got to Washington, he did register his car with Washington plates. On the drive back, for at least the traffic stops when we saw him, he had Washington plates still on the vehicle. Does anyone think he'll finish his degree in prison? I don't know. The plates were as dirty as the rest of the car, so all that dirt happened in the last few days. Yes, and Lee, for those that aren't familiar with the roads in the western United States that he was driving through, they've had some crazy snowstorms. So the roads are wet. The states back there, when it gets cold, they put salt on the road. Some of the states in Idaho put like lava rock. They'll put this red rock on the ground, and basically just all these materials to give you grip with your tires on the slippery surface. So there's a lot of that, and just driving with the moisture on the road, it kicks that up onto your car, and that could be 2 days of driving. He might have had a car wash right before he left, and it would still look like that in Indiana by the time he got there. So yeah, it was super dirty, but really that you get that very quickly, especially if you're driving for a long time. Miss Priss says, I've watched many of these types of channels. This is my fave by leaps and bounds. Thank you, Miss Priss. I appreciate that. Do you think he will end up representing himself? Probably not, Alice. I think he's heard all the phrases about the person who represents himself in court has a fool for a client. I think he knows all that. He's been around the legal system enough to be aware that it's probably not in his best interest to do so. So unless he really has a conflict with how his attorneys decide to proceed with his defense, I don't think he'll represent himself, although that would be very interesting if he did. Guy on the couch is admitted to being an addict. Please welcome to the group. Welcome, Guy. Love the name. Let's see. Will he have a new mugshot again? Yes. He'll be as part of his booking process. He should have a mugshot, which may not be released, unfortunately. So unless the court releases it through an existing process, the police will not release that because they won't hold a press conference. Vixen says PCA will not be released until first appearance has taken place, which won't be until tomorrow, likely. That as long as they don't have a magistrate coming in, that might be the case. We're going to give it a little more time just to be sure. But it could be first thing in the morning. So our live stream tomorrow might be really exciting to watch that. We were expecting, I know, like tomorrow we have the Young Thug case going on. And we were expecting on Friday to have Judge Doro to have the eye drops murder case. But that one may be on hold. because the defense lawyer has filed a motion, I think, to withdraw from the case, which is sad because I watched some of the the pretrial stuff on that case, and they were doing a great job arguing the case. It seemed like they were prepared and going forward, had a good defense, were very effective at their arguments, making good grounds basically, and now they want off. So I'm not sure what happened there. Appreciate the mission control setting. My mouse died and I couldn't switch between tabs, so thank you for being mission control. My mouse is now recharged, but I don't need to switch tabs anymore. I appreciate you, Riggy, for saying that. There's a lot of equipment here that makes all the magic happen. We've got 2 iPads, a Stream Deck. This is called a Blackmagic HyperDeck Shuttle. I have 2 Blackmagic switchers. You can't see an 8-port and a 4-port. Obviously, the Sony camera.
Are we going to address subject matter?
Lots of equipment to make the magic happen. But I'm glad I can do that for you guys. Kathy says, new sub. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate you. Let's see. So the case number. Let me search for that by case number. See if we can find that, because I'm not seeing it in the results here. Okay. Enter the record number. We want the case number. So you said CR 29-22. Sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. The 2805. Oops, it disappeared it. Let's try that again. I'm not a robot. Submit. No cases match your search, so it's not up in the portal yet. Let's see, Amber. Let's see. Oh no, let's see. Oh my goodness. Amber. You are amazing. You've got to tell me how you found what you just sent me, which I cannot share. But I text me on the burner phone. Amber is extraordinary at locating information, and she just sent me some very interesting information that probably should not be public. Sorry, that's all I can say right now. And if it is public, that might explain what you just said. It would be relatively easy to be pulled over in that part of Indiana where I live. He was following closely in construction. Yeah, I looked at that, Amy. He did look like he was less than 2 seconds behind that semi-truck, which he should have, had like 7 car lengths, 7 to 9, according to the officer. Lee here says, I thought I had a Sherlock Holmes clever moment there regarding the car dirt. Now I'm deflated. No, keep asking the questions. These are the questions that get the answers they're really insightful. Okay, let's see. Cakesby says, please tag Recovery Addict instead of using caps, please. YouTube doesn't like the caps, strangely. Yeah, I don't mind at all, but the orange really stands out for me. As you can see on my screen, when it's an orange flag, it really gets my attention. So it just makes it easier for me to answer that way. CBGB says, Recovery Addict, do you think this was one of, or was he a serial killer in the making with his first taste? So here's my thought process on this. It's hard for me to believe that somebody who's just dipping their feet into the waters of murder, just trying to get a feel for it, dives in on the deep end and does 4 all at once. That seems, and does 4 like successfully as far as murders go. There's no perfect crime, but he jumps in and does 4 with all the premeditation and planning. Now, granted, he did a lot of study into this, so it's possible. I will say I haven't seen anything. Even I know there's some open cases out there. There's people that say, there's a similar MO, but I haven't seen any evidence that really links him to any other crime. But it seems strange that this would be his first. So I've got an open mind on that. I'm just gonna wait and see. I don't think I'd be surprised either way, I guess, but we'll see about that. Will the alleged defendant be interacted? I think spell check got you on that one, Michelle. Will he be something? I'm not sure. Did Judge Doro address subject matter jurisdiction? She tried with a written order, but it got torn up and thrown away. He may, if he thinks he's the smartest in the room, he might represent himself, VA. Possible. The site is very much overloaded. I agree. I think this iCourt's website has never had the level of usage that it's getting right now. But we're going to find it. We'll find it for sure. Let's see, Kohberger. I'm going to use his name again. I think that's going to be the easiest way to find it in case there is a change in the case number or something. Either way, it will pull up with his name. The B key on my laptop does not like to work because I took my my mug. I love these mugs, by the way. This is my one item of merch right now. But I took my mug and dumped a whole mug full of water on my laptop during a live stream several weeks ago, about a month ago, and it's still working except for the B button. I have to really push it to get it to work. I'm going to have to hire a producer before I know it. Yes, I need somebody to push more buttons. I need another Stream Deck is what I need, so I can automate some of the things I have to do with my mouse right now. Let's see. We did follow the Waukesha Parade case, DB, from gavel to gavel here. We picked it up a little bit into the case, but yes, we did. It was a lot of fun. So we picked it early up in that case. No chance of us getting. There's a chance, Tracy. We're still hopeful, optimistic, but we realize this is Moscow, Idaho, where it's a small population, and he has to appear before a judge, and the judge might be in bed and be like, tomorrow. We'll talk to him tomorrow. So we might have to watch. We're going to give it a little more time just to see if it's going to happen tonight, because I don't think they're like, I'll say, give him dinner and then have him appear before the judge. If it happens tonight, I think it will happen soon. So we're not going to do an all-nighter here watching for it. But if it doesn't happen within like the next hour, I'll be done, and we'll watch for it in the morning. I'll definitely have the burner phone on me, and if something happens, we might jump on in the middle of the night to watch it. But we'll probably talk about it tomorrow. Can a magistrate or seal a document, or seal, I think you meant, a document, or does it have to be done? Nancy, I think you're asking about how sealing a document works, and the judge is the one that seals the document, but they can do that either on the request of either of the parties. So it could be the DA's office could say, hey, we'd really like this sealed, or the defense could say we'd like this sealed, or the judge, without anyone else asking, can say, hey, I'm going to seal these documents. And they have to have a couple of reasons for that. In Idaho state law, I believe there are 6 different reasons for why they're allowed to do that. Basically, the only one that applies in this case is going to be trying to preserve the jury pool from being tainted, and that is a legitimate reason. But they have to first, in paper, according to Idaho law, on paper they have to articulate that that's what happens, and then they can seal them. And I haven't seen that paperwork yet. Kate D, welcome to the gallery. Thank you so much for becoming a subscriber. I hope you love it here. It's a fun place to be. Thank you so much for your support of the channel. Mugshot release, and he's sitting in a chair. Let's see if that probably came through Twitter. If there's a mugshot, let me check Bryan really quickly. Bryan Anton with News Nation has just had his finger on the pulse of this investigation, better than anyone else I know. Let's see. I'm not seeing the picture yet, so if it has been released, I haven't seen it yet. Love wins. In a class of students studying this stuff, it makes no sense. Right, so Chris, it seems weird, but he was in a class that was literally studying criminal psychology. And most of us, we think that's strange, but at the same time, here we are, sitting here, just a few hundred of our closest friends all thinking about, what is he thinking right now, okay? It's not that weird to think there's a class that people actually study this on a professional level and look into these sort of cases. Once you look at what he did while he was at DeSales University, especially when you look at the questionnaire he issued as part of his study, the questions he wrote, that goes beyond what I would say is like a professional interest in the criminal mindset, into like a fascination, infatuation type thing, almost like it crosses the creepy line. A long time ago, it crosses the creepy line. Judge Doro is definitely doing the eyedrop case. Mars, yes, she's on the schedule for it. It was supposed to start on Friday with jury selection. It's death by eye drops, but it wasn't like in the eyes type thing. That's what it sounds. It's actually like Visine in a drink that was consumed, and that's toxic. So please, yes, a URL for the mugshot if you've got it. We'd love to take a look at that. Let's see what else we have here.
Happy for you to explode. RA new members is cool hot beverage cucumber face with open eyes and mouth with head exploding face blowing a kiss.
AJ uses all the emojis. Thank you very much, AJ, for all your support tonight. I do take exception to one of those. It says cucumber, and it should say pickle. I'm gonna see if I can talk to YouTube and have that definition changed to just be pickle, because we know what it is. I do love pickles. Let's see. Smiling Face sometimes says, I took those classes. Yeah, and there's some crazy stuff. You get into some deep, dark things as you go into criminal mindset. I've checked out, as a kid, I checked out books from the library on serial killers, and I was reading, court paperwork, the transcripts from cases and things like that. I loved digging into this, even in junior high time. And then there's some pretty dark, crazy stuff when you start looking at that. But even his questionnaire seems to go beyond that, and it's like it's bizarre. He's booked. Site keeps airing out for me to capture. Says Vixen. Okay. Is Doro the hottie? Doro, High Speed Drifter, is the judge that handled the Daryl Brooks case. So she's got black hair. She's a mom. She's got a couple kids. She's actually running for Supreme Court in the state now, and I think she'll win pretty easily. But she did a great job handling Daryl Brooks. Patience of a saint. I mean, there were a couple times, if you watch the trial from start to finish, where her soul left her body. She gave out this sigh. She was just like, and you just thought she's died and she's come back to life. Those were her 3 miracles, and now she's a saint. But just handling Daryl Brooks was an exercise in patience that most humans could not handle, and she did a great job of that. And a few people did say she's a hottie. Fun fact, she has an identical twin, who I think is single. So if you think she's a hottie, you might want to look that direction. I'm dying here. Need some water. He's getting an evaluation right now, just to make sure he's healthy after his long flight. Patricia G says, Recovery Addict, I read the entire survey he wrote. I found that on Reddit. Once you add in all the demographic questions and other questions, it doesn't come off as creepy. So all in all, the demographic stuff sort of makes it look a little more normal, because they're just the creepy questions are pretty, a lot of like, how do you feel as you were committing the crime type thing. That gave me the heebie-jeebie vibes. I don't think they said there wasn't blood in the car, and during the traffic stop, they didn't have them exit the car, so it wouldn't have been visible necessarily. Right, the car, I think, was pretty clean, but there still might be evidence that an ultraviolet light or some of the chemicals the forensics use can really bring up traces of blood in the car, which I'm not sure if they'll be able to use it for like DNA purposes, but they might be able to say that they did find blood in the vehicle. Let's see. There was a dog in the house. Yes. Let's see. Cucumber is a pickle. Guys, no lie, those mugs are so worth it. We have many addicts in the house that have bought that mug. If you do want the link, you can do !mug in chat, and it will put a link up to the eBay site where you can get it. It's a great mug. You can get them in 5 different colors, and it has objection overruled grounds on the back and true crime addict on the other side. Cucumbers are pickle seeds. Let's see. I believe he covered himself well on that night. Not there yet. I do believe he probably took a lot of precautions as far as at the crime scene. I don't think it was like a reckless type scenario where he was leaving DNA all over the place and not covering his tracks. So I do believe that's the case there. I've got a sound. There's supposed to be a sound every time somebody becomes a member on the channel. It's supposed to make this sound right here.
By gosh, make them work for it.
Which is the magistrate from Knoxville from the stream. By gosh, make him work for it. I've got to fix that and get that working for you guys. But thank you very much, Ash, for becoming a member. Appreciate that very much. Your support of the channel is very much appreciated. Yep, there is a new mugshot. We're looking for that right now.
Matter jurisdiction?
Well, nope, not tonight. It's we've addressed that before. We won't do it again. Let's see. But I've never killed anyone yet, right? There's still time. Almost 600 lurkers. We have quite a few people in here watching. We're waiting for that paperwork to drop. We're hoping that it drops here. Why? Let's see. Let's go back here just a little bit. Is there any documents? Still nothing. Just the one case that's showing up.
There's a lawsuit.
There's a lawsuit for sure. University of Idaho murders case discussion on his Facebook group. They say, and they posted his mugshot and prisoner number on Facebook. Let me see if I can route that. Thanks for that information, Sherry. First of all, let's take a look at Facebook. And you said it was University of Idaho murders. I'm not sure if this is a legit. Let's see what we've got here. University of Idaho murders. And it's a group. Cake Spoo shared a tweet. Okay, here we go. Cake Spoo's got one here of him all in orange. It looks good. I'm going to send that to my computer. We'll share that here on the screen in just a moment. Okay, show and finder. Let me drag this into my switcher and put it up on the screen. So here is his here's his mugshot as we have it right now. Right there. So this is what they're telling us his mugshot looks like. Let me take this off the. So thank you very much, Sherry, for that. I actually got that from. It says it could be a fake. It's got a number on the bottom. The 5356 is an inmate number. I'm getting the burner phone is just blowing up. I'm having a hard time keeping up with all these tips. Coverage always. I knew you were so smart. Elam from John Davenport. Oh my goodness, John, good to hear from you. You're amazing. I haven't talked to you in ages. Probably since England. Let's see. Do you do a panel ever? We bring some people on. We have some lawyers we bring on. We bring a couple people on. But we haven't done an actual panel. But Chris, I'm going to save your information here, and we might be able to reach out to you. We'll see what happens here. Mugshot has been released. We're looking at that right now. He looks all proper. Unfortunately, we can't see his hands, which is really what I was hoping we'd see. It was a little bit further down. Put your DNA on that like button, says Cake Spoo. Let's see, Golden Mom. I'm just trying to read all these chats we've got here, trying to keep up. Okay, we've got the offense. So he's been booked for sure. So he's got 1 count of burglary and 4 counts of murder. It's a little hard to read on this, so I can't put it up on the screen, but it's just a text version. But Golden Mom, thanks for that. Golden Mom is another one of our internet sleuths that's phenomenal at digging stuff up. Miss Chris, I see some pictures here. Basically, the still shots we were looking at before from the car, the traffic stop. Okay, sorry, but the burner phone's just going nuts. Lots and lots of people here. Okay, Mars House, got you here. The status. That's them arriving. Okay, so we've got all that. There's really not a lot new other than this, the fact that he's booked. Okay, which means it's just been processed, and that's normal. That's not the charging. That's not the reading the probable cause affidavit. So that might come separately. Let's see. Yeah, still nothing. Okay, let's see if we've got any more questions we can answer. Check the burner phone. The burner phone is burning up. Golden Mom, it's buzzing all the time. Okay. If anybody else has a question, do go ahead and put my name in here like Vixen did here. Check the burner, please, Vixen. There's so much stuff on the burner. I'm sorry. It's never been used like it's been used today. So Vixen, let's see. That one's from Patty. Okay. I'm trying to see. Vixen, can you send me your name on your to the burner phone? Just text your name to the phone, because I'm trying to pick you out of all the different feeds I've got here, and I need to save your name on there. It'll be a little bit easier for me. Let's see. Let's answer a couple questions while we're waiting for that. Let's see. Okay. It's been booked on 4 counts of murder. Okay, I've got the what you sent me, Vixen. From Latah County. We've got the 4 counts. I've got that image. I can put it on screen. It's just it won't show up very well on the stream. There's not a lot that I can show there. It is not fake. That looks legitimate. It's shown on News Nation tonight as well. What's on Twitter? Basically this. Law and Crime has the same mugshot. Right. This is his orange suit. I'm not sure if this is the same orange suit he had from PA, or if they're sending those clothes back to PA. Could Bryan have been drunk or on drugs when this was a random incident? Possible. I'm not sure if that'll be a defense. I'd have to look at Idaho's laws on that. Like in Florida with Sarah Boone, being drunk is not an excuse. That doesn't let her off because she, killed, stuffed somebody in a suitcase when she was drunk. Is that a helmet line on his forehead, or just a crease? I don't know. It could be a helmet line. I think I saw that shirt at Walmart. One just like it. Everyone's going to be wearing them. It's the big thing. Texas is in the house. CBGB. We have a couple good Texas followers down here. Okay, still smirking. Must have got his breakfast order in on time.
So cucumber doesn't work. What about plunger, bellhop, bell bucket, teddy bear, painter's palette, movie, clapboard, admission ticket, puzzle piece?
AJ, I'm going to have to turn the volume a little bit.
Toilet paper,
it's still going. Still going.
Heart, pulsating heart. Pulsating heart, pulsating heart,
pulsating 2 more.
Heart.
Okay, there we go. So pickle didn't work, but the others did. And thank you very much for all the emojis. I think you used everything right there. Appreciate your support of the channel, AJ. The burner is on fire today. It's burning up. It's a good thing it's on the charger, because battery would be dead by now. Julianne Marley says, Recovery Addict, I watched every minute of the DB case. The judge was extremely patient. I was hoping DB would do something to get tasered by the cop sitting in front of him or sitting behind him. Yeah, or possibly gagged. I was really pushing for the gag. The judge so many times said that was an option that she could use, but instead she just kept sending him to the other courtroom and muting him. I wanted to see the duct tape. That's what I was hoping for. Let's see. Weather Watch is signing off. He's probably got an early morning. Thank you so much, Weather Watch. Appreciate your support. Matthew Harris, I think you're still here. We might be wrapping up for the night. If we don't see paperwork here shortly, we might be done. But usually, as soon as I turn off the live stream, that's when things happen. So make sure you have the ring the bell, click the subscribe button, so you'll be notified when something goes down. I'll probably crop it. Let's see. Anybody else? Do you think he got Whataburger? Probably not. The PA jumpsuit had a wider neck, and we can see the Kevlar under it. So this is a different. This looks more like a T-shirt, like a cheaper, like a Ross or a Walmart type T-shirt. I guess they're a little cheaper up here in Idaho. New York is in the house. Good to have you here. Let's see what we've got here. More burner phone. Okay, gotcha. Vixen, Amber, thank you so much. You've been a lifesaver today, sending me links and connections. Your skill in locating stuff online is unbelievable. Some of the stuff you sent me is absolutely great. Let's see. Okay, I'm dying here. I think my kids have turned on the heater. It's like 100 degrees in here. Need some more water. I think the mug's almost empty. Oh, we got some. I saw Mars House. I saw the text he sent me of the shot of his hands in the car. We did stop that on the live stream, and I can see that mark, especially on his wrist and possibly on that first knuckle of his right hand. Still not able to really clearly tell if that was an injury or not. I mean, it's going to be a month-old injury if it was from the crime. But it's definitely, it makes me think. I was hoping we'd get pictures of his hands in this shot, but it's not there. In Australia, it's prison greens. I like the orange. Chris K says, I'm supposed to believe a guy with a PhD in this drove his car to the crime scene, go back to school, and then drive the same car across the country. Come on, people. Yeah, it's weird. It's bizarre. I don't know what else to say. In PA, 1,000 miles away, he could compartmentalize and grandstand. Back in the cold air of Idaho, reality must be sinking in. Yeah, and he doesn't have his support group around him right here as well. Matthew Harris says, I'm still here. Hopefully you don't have an early morning in court, Matthew. I feel bad for your client if that was the case. Hopefully you got his bag of chips. Imagine if they don't give Doritos in Idaho, just plain potato chips. They're potato chips, all potato chips, no corn in Idaho. No, they actually do grow a lot of corn up there, mostly for cattle feed, though. Requested to be in the Facebook group. We'll make sure that those requests get handled. That Facebook group is growing quickly, but they do sort of screen to make sure it doesn't just have lots of bots coming in. KF7AIK says, I missed the DB trial. What did he mean by subject matter jurisdiction? Okay, that's the soundbite we have. When he says, are we going to address subject matter jurisdiction? He's basically challenging the court's authority to try him. He's saying, have you proved that this court has subject matter jurisdiction, that you have authority over me? And it's a trick question because as a sovereign citizen, he's saying that I am my own man, that no one else has a
subject matter jurisdiction.
That's how he said it right there. He says, no one else has authority over me. I'm my own man, and nobody can control me but myself. So if somebody else wants to control me, I can give them the authority to do that. But if I haven't, you can't. So it's a trick question that the judge can't win because he doesn't recognize, first of all, the laws of the land, the state laws that say that the Judge Doro's courtroom has been bestowed with authority to enforce these rules. There was all sorts of other stuff wrapped in with that. He's saying that, hey, there's no victim, there's no. There's because the state is the party against him and it's not an actual person, that the case has to be thrown out. There's a whole bunch of arguments they wrapped into that. But subject matter jurisdiction was one that came up almost every single day, sometimes multiple times a day. And it was funny. It became humorous. But at the same time, it was frustrating to watch the circus act. Sunshine and Sunflower says, a tweet just came through my phone saying the FBI directed the Indiana traffic stop in an attempt to get video and images of his hands.
Subject matter jurisdiction.
Okay, so I heard that. I'm not sure. First of all, I'm not sure if this is right. Because the video was so bad. I mean, the first video, yeah, that was good. But the second video was awful. And it was just, and if it was, I don't think they would have released the video. Shannon Smith says, recovery addict, I'm not sure if anyone's mentioned, but you can see a healing long cut on his arm. Yeah, on his forearm, just above the wrist, sort of like low down, it would be right along here. I saw that mark. I'm not sure what it is. It could be, when you look at that picture, first of all, look at that in either still shot or in slow motion, and realize that the sunlight is coming from the direction that the camera was taking the picture from. So there should not be a shadow there, and that's why it sort of stands out as that looks weird. But at the same time, that's a weird place to have a mark straight like that. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll get some more images. Was that a pledge or a donation? That was an Amber Heard pledge, which is as good as a donation. Yeah, the hands are not in this picture, unfortunately. You mean the mugshot picture? You think there's something on his hands right now? Let me see if I can bring that up on my screen. You've already got it full screen here for you guys, but I just need it bigger in front of me. Which is not working right because I'm on the wrong switcher. Just to reconnect. Come on, it's taking its time. There we go. Okay. I don't see injury in this picture. Maybe underneath the C of county. Is that what you're talking about? A little line sort of that goes sort of down and to the left from the beginning of the O in county on the bottom of the picture. I can see that a little bit. I'd need a clearer picture to really know if that was what it was. And I believe somebody said he used to do like kickbox, some fighting or something like that as well. So I mean, if he does get involved in that, it's easy to get injury in like that. Danilo, did the FBI contact the state to pull him over? We've heard that, but I don't think they would have. They have other ways they could have done that. And Indiana, if they did a poor job of it. And so unless we would have heard something. There would have been radio traffic, something. I don't think they did. AJ says, I gave RA $737,273.03 today, and it was so worth it. And it was all money dug out of the couch. This is why you look in your couch cushions, guys. Good night, Bella. We'll see you at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'll check in at 3 when I wander in. You're awesome. Thank you for being here, Bella. Appreciate it. Keep in mind, he changed his tags and title over to Washington tags on the Elantra 5 days after the murders, confirmed in court documents. Okay, so he changed to Washington from PA after the murders. That's interesting. I thought he had changed them earlier, but if it's 5 days after the murders, that's fascinating. That shows.
I hate pickles, but you deserve a jar after today.
Who says that? I hate pickles. Julianne Marley, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thanks for the super chat. I'll tell you, even if you hate pickles, you might want to try these spicy maple bourbon pickles from Walmart. They're $3.84. Of course, if you're tipping in pounds, you might not have Walmart available. There's some great pickles. They're different than anything else. It's fantastic. Okay, so jumping back here to the traffic stop. Let's see. Okay. It's past my bedtime, Monica. You and me both. I think we're going to wrap up here in just a minute. I just want to make sure I answer everyone's questions. Austin, Texas. Hope you do. Kaylin Armstrong case coming up in March. We'll have to watch for that one. CBGB, the Discord page. There's a Discord. If you type exclamation point Discord in chat, my little bot will respond with a link to a Discord page that has so many cases. And I think Kaylin Armstrong might be on there already. Might be one that we're tracking. If not, they might be able to put it up. There's a bruise on his right bicep.
Subject matter jurisdiction?
Not tonight. Not tonight. Any more than we already did. It's crazy when you zoom in and look at all this. Yeah, it looks like some healing scars. We'll have to do some analysis of that maybe tomorrow in our live stream. If we don't have this probable cause affidavit. Let's see, it's now asking me to. I've asked so many times it's making me click a bunch of pictures to say I'm not a robot. But still nothing. So I don't think it's going to be coming tonight. Where can I go for a synopsis of the murders? Tracy, we have a live stream where we covered that as well. If you look on my channel and click lives, not just regular videos, but the lives. Almost all my videos are live streams. That's what I've done pretty much every day for the past 2.5 months. And we have, you can just look for the Idaho murders on there, and we'll have some information where we cover that. There's a lot of replays from some of the news stations that have that as well. But basically, you've got 4 college students who, were out having a good time, and the next morning, the 2 roommates in the house found that, well, there were 3 that lived there, and a 4th one was staying the night. But the 2 roommates found that one person was non-responsive, wasn't waking up. They called 911, and the cops show up and realize that it's not that they're asleep; it's that they're dead. And then they found the other bodies as well, and it just went from there. Lots of issues with the crime scene. Apparently, a lot of people were called over. Students were called over first, or showed up at the house before the cops got there. And so lots of issues that way. And it was frustrating that there were so few leads, at least on a public front, from the get-go. Brooklyn says, when Brooks was arguing for his constitutional rights, he sounded so dumb because he said he was a sovereign citizen and the Constitution doesn't apply to him. Right. There was a double standard all over the place. He was trying to get the best of both worlds, and he really lost in both. But the judge, through all her patience, she did everything she could to help him, and just really just bent over backwards, and still he sort of dug his own grave there. Let's see. Just make sure I get everything here. I think I've answered all the questions. I don't see my name popping up in chat. I see Jess says, Wilmington, North Carolina, in the house.
Just sent a super sticker with 0.99.
Thank you so much for the super sticker. Let me, I'll scroll down here and see what it is here in just a second. Got a lot of new people admitting to becoming an addict. Thanks for joining the group here. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. My daughter just busted up laughing when he said, "That's as good as an Amber Heard pledge." She was in the other room. Beth's Creations, yeah, that was a fun case to watch. Also frustrating as well. Someone's circled. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of analysis of these pictures, and it's going to be hard to say what it is. We really, I'm not sure if we'll ever know. Let's see. The super chat was a 100, underlined 100, and it looks like Inga Marjorie. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate the support on the channel. Hope to see all you beautiful people tomorrow, 9 a.m. For sure. I think that's everybody here. High Speed Drifter says your voice is more relaxing than a bottle of Xanax. So hopefully you should all be like in bed, sleeping comfortably now to the soothing tones of my voice. Go to bed. It's late a.m. 8 a.m. comes early. I'll be there shortly. It's just after 11 here. I'm normally not asleep by now. Thanks for the live coverage. Thanks for being here, Michelle. You've been here quite a bit today. Appreciate you. Appreciate what you bring to the channel. Ann Vroom says, do you think defense lawyers might file a motion for sealing the PCA? That would delay things to a hearing. I hope not. I really hope they don't, but yeah, I think they will. I think they might throw everything they can at it to try to delay it. Matthew Harris comes in and says, if you need more legal content until Recovery Addict returns, please check out our channel. Matthew Harris is our resident lawyer who provides us with great non-legal advice and clarifications. He's a very smart man, a really good lawyer. He's down in Texas. What's not to love, right? And the women say he even looks pretty good. So run over there and check out his channel. He's got some great videos. I think a new one drops tomorrow, you were saying. That'll be fun to watch around noon. But give him a follow as well. In your spare time, you'll want to watch these videos. Beautiful Waterfall says, can you stay on for a few more hours? I need to get some solid Z's. Oh, man. If I could, I would, but I've got to get a little bit of sleep. What command shows when you subscribed? I think I subscribed.
You're doing a great job. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Not there yet. Thank you so much for the support. I love doing this. I realize I'm doing this for, instead of working. I've had some amazing jobs throughout my life, but I've never had something that's so much fun as this. I can live stream for 9 hours a day, like today, and go to bed and still be just wired because I'm having so much fun. Let's see. On the when you're subscribed, let's see. What command shows when you're subscribed? I don't know if I can do that one. I've tried to get that one built, Bob. We'll see if I can get that built that will show when you subscribe to it. But I think it won't work. I'll work on it and see. Let's see. As a former paralegal, I'm currently combing for the affidavit. Thank you, Monica. We've got a couple people looking for that. I don't think it's out yet. I think that iCourt portal. So if you go to iCourt, Idaho, and do a search for court records there, I think that's the place it will show up first. That's where the police told us to search and where they can't talk to us anymore because of the gag order. And so I think that's where it will be. But there's nothing yet. We just have the one infraction for the seatbelt violation. So that's all. Hey, from Idaho. Who's up in Idaho? Teresa. What part of Idaho are you in, Teresa?
My dog dug up this 5 for me to let you know we love you.
You guys are so creative. Thank you so much. Who said that? That guy. Thank you, that guy. I'm glad we got your channel membership sorted out, so you can have you can claim all the rights that are rightfully yours in chat. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, everybody. Let's play a little bit of music. I don't see any more tags for me to respond to. The mods absolutely are so great. I appreciate them. We've got the best mods on the internet right here in this chat. This chat group is amazing. Everyone who's joined, I haven't even seen how many people are here, but it looks like about 450 people are here.
Thank you for all the coverage today. Today flew by.
You're welcome. It did. There was a lot of fun. Air Force USA, thank you so much for that super chat. We're going to do more tomorrow.
Subject matter jurisdiction.
Not tonight, guys. Tomorrow we're going to look at this more. We do anticipate this PCA is going to be coming out. The probable cause affidavit. This is where we're going to have all the information about why they thought he was guilty, why they said, yes, we have enough evidence to arrest him. We have enough evidence to extradite him from Pennsylvania. This might have information about DNA. It might have information about cell phone pings that put him in location of the crime. It might have, witness testimony. We know that the police have already talked to a lot of people who might be witnesses and say, don't talk to the public. Don't talk to the press about this. So we might have some very good witness information that links him to this crime scene from individuals that saw him, that can testify, against him, that just haven't spoken, that have just been silent and sort of like done a favor to the cops and not talk to the cops about this, or not talk to the press about this. So all those sorts of things can be in this statement. You look like Joe Burrow. Good night. See you, Chris. Thank you very much. I'm dying. I'm exhausted now, but I'm loving it. Let's see. After chopping right hand, blood got slick. Maybe lost grip on cut his wrist and arm. We don't see a better pick. Mac, I'm with you. It could definitely be he could have injured himself with his own weapon, is what you're saying there. Is that lawful law? Of course it's lawful law. Let's see. Miss Chris, this command just shows the latest person to subscribe to the channel. So Monica Lynn, congratulations. Thank you for becoming an addict. Can't we just pull an all-nighter? I could, but we would. The quality of the content might decrease significantly. Thank you, Sunshine and Sunflowers. Thank you for all your help today. Thanks for everybody who has been reaching out on the burner phone. It's been nuts today. I'll try to respond to every single one of you with a personal thank you for that. I try to do that every single day. You guys are absolutely incredible. You're the reason I come back every day. It is so much fun to be with you. Great live stream. We'll all be dreaming about the planes and orange jumpsuits tonight. We do have a Discord. It's not my Discord. It's run by Toxic Orchid and Little Miss, and they do a fantastic job. If you ever need that, if you need the link, go ahead and type in chat the exclamation point and immediately afterwards Discord, and that will send you there. Also, you can if you ever need Matthew Harris's link, you can do what he did here. Just type exclamation point Matthew, and it will put up his link, so you can access that anytime we're live. It only works while we're live, unfortunately, but that's the best I can do. Okay, so I guess we have a theme song that it's sort of it's some music that I like that we stick to, and we'll play that during my open video tomorrow as well. Thank you so much, everybody. Tonight, with what's left of tonight, as we've got about half an hour left, please hug the people you love, smile at somebody, make their day a little bit better, and stay safe till we go live again tomorrow, which will be 9 a.m. Hopefully we'll have the probable cause affidavit out of Idaho for Bryan Kohberger. We'll get a lot more information tomorrow. So please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. We'll be back tomorrow to have more fun. Thank you everybody for being here. It's fun to sit here with like 400 of my closest friends that I've never met. You guys are like family to me.
Your
I appreciate
talent
it.
to connect all these dots is awesome.
Thank you very much, KF7AIK. Appreciate you being here. Get some sleep. I know you work early in the morning, right? Maybe you have the week off. That would be cool. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and get some rest, everybody. For those who have been here all day, you've earned it. We'll see you in the morning. Thanks a lot.